Hello and welcome everybody to the TRACKILICIOUS GT3 and Porsche Cup Grand Finals. The Winter Cup has finally come to an end. Welcome everyone, I am Mike Nause in the booth. Joined with me today is none other than Daniel Verçosa. Dan, welcome.
Thank you, Mike. It's been a real pleasure to be here for most of the season, and there's no better track to end the season with.
No, there most certainly is not. Bathurst, an absolutely incredible circuit, 3.8 miles here with a load, 23 corners, 14 to the left, 9 to the right. Plenty of action to be had here tonight, and we have 14 Porsche Cup cars here for our first race tonight, and after that, of course, the main event, our GT3 Championship. And here in the Porsche Cup race, I do have to inform you, it cannot be closer. We're about to take a look at the standings real quick as they pop up on screen, and you can notice one thing on the right-hand side of your screen, that there is currently a three-way tie for first position in the Porsche Cup Championships. Brandon Pfeiffer, Andre Alex Afonso, and Vadik all going to be battling it out here tonight. Lucas Lichten trying to claw his way into this as well. Definitely do not count Lucas out. Also, of course, like I said there, GT3 to come in the future as well. But as we have it, this qualifying session is rolling underway. And Dan, one thing I'm seeing here is Romaldo Jr. on the top of the time charts, George Elmer behind, but I'm not seeing any of our heavy hitters in the championship setting any times just yet.
Yeah, actually, there are no times yet for some reason. Maybe the mountain is claiming some lives tonight. Yes, tonight. Only 6 minutes left. We'll see what this will unfold with.
As it stands, yes, indeed. Actually, it looks like the drivers have just completed their outlap. It's an extremely short qualifying for Bathurst. Drivers going to have to be very precise to get a lap down. And Anton Was with a subscription. Thank you so much. Tier 1 sub being dropped. Also, Jacob Church with a $10 dono before the stream even got rolling. An absolute legend, Jacob. Thank you so much. Rally Dutchy joining us. Stroker joining us. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're all having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. We have plenty of racing here tonight to happen, leading us into the holiday season, and I hope everyone has a safe holiday season. Enjoy spending some time with your family, getting down cozy next to a fire pit and a Christmas tree, and hope everyone has, if you don't celebrate that, of course, whatever you do celebrate, I hope you enjoy your holiday seasons and have a little bit of time off.
Yes, we'll have a little bit of a break here at TRACKILICIOUS. The easy flooded Silverstone race going to be our last one before the holidays, and we'll take a little break.
Yeah, as we have it, while we're waiting here for some lap times to get thrown in, we see a 2:09.3 from Romaldo Jr. to start us off. Why don't we take a look at our calendar? There's more of like it, 2:04.1 from Pierre Reed. Taking a look at our calendar, what we have left, we're at the finals. Mount Panorama down to the very end here at the championship, December 17th. It's all come down to this three-way tie in the Porsche Cup. That GT3 championship, a little bit more spread, but still quite tight, and anyone's game. Also, Max Rain at Britain, that's going to be over at Silverstone. Also, any of these events can be found over on SimGrid, link there in chat. Taking a look also at our GT4 series, that's still open for signups. We have Kyle Lamy coming up tomorrow night. That's the finals for that, along with our GT4 Open series. And the GT3 Reverse Grid has come to a close. Still signups though available for the rookies and the Open. Big thank you to our patrons as well. Thank you so much for all of your continued support here at TRACKILICIOUS. You guys are amazing. Names there on screen. Special thanks to the V12 Exotic members. If you are interested in supporting, there's the link there in chat. And big thank you to anyone in the future that does decide to contribute. But as we can hear these loud and not obnoxious, but incredibly nice sounding Porsche flat six engines roaring in the background here. We're starting to see a bit of a riot on the timing charts here, are we not, Dan?
Yes, James Reed. I'm not sure if it's Reed or if it's Red. That's both. I'm sorry, James. But yes, kind of a new name around here. I haven't seen him. And according to the flag that he's sporting on SimGrid, he's on home soil.
That might explain the pace there for James Pierre, but yes, the Aussie driver, what does he have on the cards here? So far, it's pole position, and now coming through the final sector is one more turn to negotiate. That's Murray's Corner in the Team Super Fun, a concept that's often forgotten in sim racing, but something that James has clearly not left out. along with a bunch of skill as well here to the line. It's going to be about a dead even time, but still nicely done, James Pierre Reed. As you said, a newer name to the Trackalicious community, and one to keep an eye on for sure. This is Andre Alex Afonso. Now, we're hopping on board here. You can see the rear end stepping out as he heads down the mountain. We currently have some brightness enhancement put on here to our camera filters and camera lenses that we're seeing. But the drivers are not quite so luxurious. It is absolutely pitch black. You can see there is not a single floodlight, not compared to like Las Vegas, for example, with 1,700 floodlights. We have about 0 here tonight, maybe a couple down the start-finish straight.
Yeah, the only thing we can see is the finish line and the liquid moly arc, and that's pretty much it.
Andre Alex Afonso so far, though, climbing his time up. What's it going to be as he heads one more corner to negotiate? Breaking around that 75 mark. Back onto the throttle. Heading down towards turn 1 again. What's it going to be? It is going to be a 4/10 improvement. Not quite pole position. In fact, Vadik Stitsiev, who was having a bit of an issue himself there through Hell Corner, able to dethrone him and take his way into the championship. Well, not championship lead. There's no points on the table for qualifying, but in a better starting position, as qualifying is quite important here at Bathurst. Stroker, NVG Racing when? That sounds very interesting. As one thing with the NVGs is they require at least a little bit of light in the first place, so be quite difficult. I know there's the stars. You can see there's the city in the background there of Bathurst. I don't know actually what city that is. I don't think it might just be Bathurst.
Yeah, it is. There's an actual Bathurst city.
Also, Cakes Phil Milwee, welcome. Oh, Vadik getting a little out of shape at the top of the mountain, dropping a 10th. As he heads down it, though, these cars, no traction control, only anti-locking brakes to stop them. Will be quite helpful as they go through the descent now. No tree on the track here this time. Nicely done for Vadik. As at Bathurst, of course, this is one of those tracks that you can't really expect anything, to be completely honest. This is, you can see anything from an echidna on track to, as I said, a tree, kangaroos, emus, whatever your imagination has, a mythical dragon. I'm sure you'll be able to find it here in New South Wales.
I would dare say it's a spicier Monaco.
So Monaco with top speed. This is a very fast track. Of course, the back straight, Conrad Straight, being 1.1 miles long. These cars are able to get up to almost their top speed. And looking at these Porsche Cup cars, we're looking at about 285 kph, right around where the GT3s top out.
But Dick just improved 200s.
Brandon Pfeiffer, who's currently tied for the championship lead. A little bit on the back foot compared to his championship rivals, Vadik Stitsiev and Andre Alex Afonso. Is there enough time on the cards here to find himself up in a P2? At the very least, that's what he's looking for. James Pierre Reed, not quite his fight. And I think he knows that, though a race win to finish off the championship, I'm sure, would be welcoming.
Look at those revs climbing non-stop. The Porsche Cup, as we know, there has less aero than a GT3 car, so it's able to reach that top speed very quickly.
Though with less aerodynamics, that means the car is a bit more unstable when you go through the low speed. Oh, a bit of a lag spike. I wonder if that was on my end there or if that was on Brandon's end. Hopefully just mine. Though I did see a few tenths drop, and actually Brandon Pfeiffer going to abandon his lap, and P6 is what it's going to be.
It's always wise to practice pit entry when your current lap is a bit voided. It's not optimal at all. So, it's good on him.
As, yes, absolutely, Dan. I can agree with that preach wholeheartedly. Practice your pit entries, everybody. Kevin, welcome. Vadik hasn't practiced again. Oh no, Huff, welcome. Welcome, everyone, as we are getting ready to head into race 1 tonight. This is our Porsche Cup Championship. After this will be our GT3, as we have a 3-way tie for the lead of this championship. And as we get ready to meet our drivers, starting off here up at P1, it is going to be James Pierre Reed, the Team Superfun number 15 Porsche Cup car. Of course, this is a grid packed full of Porsche Cup cars, so I won't be going through that too much. Vadik Stitsiev in the Porsche as well. In the Stitsiev Autosports number 73 with Andre Alex Afonso company, and the 999 behind the Portuguese driver battling, currently tied for P1. Lucas Lichten currently a few points behind the championship lead in the 977. In the P4, George Elmer, 5th quickest with Brandon Pfeiffer, another championship contender in P1. Also Vadik, I missed that, but Vadik, the other championship contender. Brandon Pfeiffer, though, the number 22 in the Pfeiffer GT in P6. Whoops, my bad. I hit the wrong button there. Well, we restarted the funky beats. That's never happened before. Nicholas Lima back here in the P7 in number 13. That really threw me off. Jan Stam in 8th, the number 100 driver. Romaldo Jr. going to be 9th quickest with Christian Tenerio behind in 10th. The number 7 Intercontinental Racing, the dinosaur livery, with Will Stewart in P11, the 1-7 in P11. Jacob Church, 12th quickest in the 1 Bigley. Stefania Blaskovic, 13th quickest, the Polish-Canadian driver, number 53 in P13. And bringing up the back here is going to be Rally Dutchy, the number 621 in P14, the Street Animals, with joining a little bit late, not able to set a time on the board. As we have another minute and a half of music left to go, thanks to my misclick, we will, just Polish? I thought you said you were Polish-Canadian, Stefania. Anyways.
Oh, that's surprising.
I thought I was quoting you.
From Poland?
No. I thought you. Wait, do you just live in Canada and you're just Polish? That might be the case. I might have gotten it. I might have confused myself on that one. Also, Dan, a little Brazilian love in chat.
Yes, I see. Hang RK. That's probably like an acronym for Henrique. So yes, welcome, bem-vindo a nossa última corrida aqui da temporada. Espero que goste.
And Jacob Church redeeming a hydrate. I will take it after that grid rundown, though we have a few more cars later on.
Do need one myself.
Quite the outlap here at Bathurst. Oh my goodness. Was I maybe overhydrated on that one? Quite the outlap here at Bathurst. 3.8 miles, 6.2 kilometers. This track founded back in 1938. It's an old track. Of course, it's been unchanged since 1987. Minor modifications here and there, as of course there's been cars flying off into trees. There's been trees flying off into the cars. You never know. Also, Vadik crippling himself early. Can we go back and catch a replay of that here? Oh.
Is that a...
Oh, I only went back 10 seconds. I wanted to go back further, but Vadik there, going into the wall early on and coming to a halt.
Is that a hardware failure? Or no, he did come back to the grid. He's trying to catch up, but we do have that damage. Hopefully it's not something that it's over... Oh, okay.
I think he got too far out of place.
Yeah. That's sad. Oh, yes, his wheel had some minor issues.
Had a hardware issue, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Hopefully that can get fixed before the race. I mean, I guess luckily it happened on the outlap, I would say, if you are going to gain any sort of positives out of this.
Yeah, totally agreed. Last round, Watkins Glen was a nightmare with hardware issues in the middle of the race.
That is going to really hurt his championship lead, though. Or not lead, but championship hopes. starting at the back of the grid is to hope the worst for the rest of the drivers up the front, though they are also not starting in the most advantageous position. Andre Alex Afonso looking strong here to take the championship for the Portuguese driver tonight.
I would say two big factors for tonight is James Pierre-Reid at the lead, taking pole. So we'll see that wild card in practice here in the final round. But on the second note, this is Bathurst. This is Mount Panorama. It's tight, it's hard. It is probably the most intensive track you can have in the lineup of a championship. So just being consistent and staying alive will be key. Vadik can probably hope for his rivals for something to happen with them. We'll see.
I will say this has to be the track that I've seen the most fistfights while still on the track at. In terms of highlight videos and whatnot, I don't think I've seen any track close to Bathurst where you have drivers getting into collisions where, let's just say, the other driver may have the opinion that the other driver is quite at fault and thinks that coming to fisticuffs is the solution. And I've seen a couple of them here at Bathurst, so quite the entertaining track. You never know what can happen. As the saying goes, the mountain giveth and the mountain taketh away.
Just as a note, Mike, just a reminder, if someone was here watching that race, we had a rookie race where there was a car that fully flipped upside down, and there was one that went airborne 90 degrees into the wall.
That's good old Ricky Bobby, in fact, was the one that went 90 degrees into the wall. That's a good, in fact, that's our subscriber. If you do end up subscribing, especially using Twitch Prime, you will find that you will get a little clip of that exact moment. As the drivers, though, coming around the final corner now, James Pierre lead, the number 15 Porsche Cup car, leading us away with Andre Alex Afonso on his championship hopes here. Starting off in P2, I'm Mike Nause in the booth. Joined with me is Danny Verçosa as we get ready to go green now, coming across the line. And we're green, heading to Hell Corner. In fact, James Pierre-Reid is off to a smashing start. Andre Alex Afonso immediately under threat from Lucas Lichten as he was nowhere close to be found in the start. Is battling Lucas, forced to the outside there of Hell Corner. George Elmer now trying to capitalize on the outside as they head down the mountain straight now, heading towards Quarry Bend. It's anyone's game and anyone's breaking marker. Absolute catastrophe can be found here, and who's it gonna be? Lucas Lichten on the inside should have the favorable line, looking for the braking zone, is gonna be successful and take that position, as also Nicolas Lima, the Brazilian, trying to slip up the inside with Brandon Pfeiffer behind, trying to climb his championship hopes up as well. He is currently nowhere to be found in that championship. We see Jacob Church off as well at the start. But so far, Dan, we're pretty clean here on lap 1.
Yeah, Alex Afonso cooked a bit on the apex on turn 1, and I think Lucas Lichten would not let that slide. He wants that position back.
Definitely will be up to the stewards afterwards. We'll see as it stands, though. I do not think he's going to be handing it back. They're about to begin their descent on the mountain. Of course, there's really no overtaking opportunity throughout that entirety of the climb. And now I say the mountain, Bathurst here with an elevation change of 174 meters.
So is George Elmer losing his braking point a bit there.
I think Nicolas Lima also clattering the barrier there slightly. A few drivers on a struggle on their first descent down. They still have 33 minutes and a pit stop to go. And they need to find some sort of control here very soon.
Yeah, something with Bathurst, you can't just keep chasing tails. You gotta keep in mind for braking points, because one tenth you're off, your eyes are off the track. That's it. Jacob Church receiving energy here. He will need it. Actually, his pit crew will need it to fix that car up. We don't know how much damage that is, and Nicolas Lima off. Oh yeah, he already had damage. Braking points.
Oh,
yeah, doesn't settle the car.
And actually, that damage on the front end already had happened prior to this incident, so I wonder what has caused that for Nicolas Lima.
Yeah, it's surprising because this front end damage usually results in unders here, and this time around, just I don't. Yeah, it's up to the driver.
Vadik got RTG'd? Why'd you get RTG'd? Also, support being thrown the way there of Brandon Pfeiffer.
Did he not leave the pits after the start?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Unfortunately, that sounds like Vadik's championship hopes dashed and gone at this stage. Vadik, very unfortunate. You hit Church, spun in the middle of the track, hard to avoid. Oh, so just damage alone caused their retirement. I see what you're saying. Unfortunate. You hate to see it, Vadik. Never want to see it come down to that, but the mountain giveth and the mountain taketh away. I know you're going to be in that GT3 race coming up, so maybe get a little practice in for that one and head down in the next race. That's really all you can do.
Yeah, lots and lots of variables here in Bathurst. That's something that one would not expect to happen.
Our top three here checking out quite a bit, though. Lucas Lichten not going to be, oh my goodness, not going to be happy with the current position that he's in. P3 is not good enough as they head on down the down the chase. Heading down towards Murray's Corner now. Lucas Lichten closing that gap up quite a bit every opportunity that he has. Not really able to send it up the inside, though, just yet. Hell Corner, is he going to have a chance? No, definitely a bit too far back.
Yeah, Bathurst is a track where the drivers benefit a lot from having tow, so Lucas Lichten would not have much struggle to overtake Alex Afonso in a straight line.
So we can hop on board here with Lucas Lichten. And here, the 4.0 liter naturally aspirated flat 6 behind us as it, lovely sounding, a bunch of buzzing bees. Oh, whoa, very deep into that corner. Lots of speed being carried for Lucas. Definitely on the edge here. Got to get as close to you can as this green wall coming up here. You can see, look at that, very tight. Definitely a little bit more, not quite quali pace for Lucas. Tilts it in. That's another wall you have to be so careful of. Maybe made contact with it. I'm not sure. If it was very light. Now at the top of the hill, beginning your 174-meter descent. Closing up under the braking, much more confident down the mountain. Also a stop-go 30 being picked up for Jacob Church. This race, not looking good for Jacob. You absolutely hate to see that. Now back onto the Conrad Straight, 1.1 miles flat out. Slipstream being had as well. You can see the speed constantly climbing, 270, 280 kph, almost down to 290. Had to lift off the throttle though as he heads into the chase. Doesn't want to go steaming into the back there of Andre Alex Afonso. One more left-hander to go. Lucas Lichten completes a lap, but not quite where he wants to be. He wants to be leading this race. In fact, quick maths. Hang on, we're going to do some quick maths. Does Lucas Lichten have a chance to win this championship? If currently he's sitting 5 points behind Andre Alex Afonso, and the points that are going to be distributed, there is a 6-point difference from P1 to P2. So if Lucas Lichten wins this race, he will beat Andre Alex Afonso. However, he cannot finish P2 and Andre finish P3. That will not get him the championship. He has to win this race.
That hurt my head a bit.
That's
a lot of math.
We'll sum it up here. Andre, just like I say, in short, Andre has to win. And if Andre wins this, Lucas has to win. And if Lucas wins, he will win the championship. If he finishes anything other than P1, he will not.
Oh boy, that's how close it is.
Unless Andre drops
anything
down.
Anything can happen on the top 5.
I guess if Andre has...
Yeah, he's in the pit, sorry.
No worries. I'm still just rambling on about the maths that everybody, I think, gets the point of at this point, or doesn't care. One of the two.
Might I add, Mike, this past lap that just happened, the gap between the lap times between those 3 cars in the battle was 3 tenths. Only 3 tenths. Alex Alfonso got the fastest lap of the race now.
At a 2:04.8, there's still some pace to be found there. We've seen 2:04.1s in the quali. But of course, on race fuel, a little bit different. Car's much more heavy as wow. Andre Alex Alfonso a little late on the brakes, manages to get it stopped in time, but puts him right under pressure from Lucas Lichten. Lucas immediately trying to capitalize and pressure the wound down the inside of Hell Corner. It looks like he is going to be able to make it stick, but does Andre have the switchback? No, he's out of position for it, and that's going to be a car rejoining the track as a blue flag. They're going to need to get out of the way very quick. In fact, be careful. Is Lucas trying to get the slipstream from them? I think that's Will Stewart. Manages to stay out of it for now. Did Jacob pick up another stop go 30?
I don't think he served.
I hope he didn't. Because he's already made 2 trips down pit lane.
As for good news, we see Vadik rejoining the race. He hasn't given up yet.
Lovely.
Yeah, don't give up. We are still in for the points anyway.
Also, thank you, Henrik, for the follow. Uh-oh.
Alex Alfonso hitting the wall. That car does not look good anymore.
Seemed to be minimal. Maybe a bit of aerodynamic damage. These cars, though, as you mentioned before, are very light on the aero in general, but losing what little they already have could be catastrophic. You can see that side. Maybe picked up about 4 seconds of damage there, I would say. I mean, that's quite a hefty hit.
Yeah, when you take 4 seconds into just one place, that may affect.
Oh no. And Jacob Church with a return to garage. I think he may have picked up an additional stop go 30 there. You hate to see it. Hopefully we see him back out on track, but I presume that's going to be the end there for Jacob Church. And you hate to see that. Definitely not the way to end the season, but hey. Sure, you'll tackle the track next time in a much better manner, Jacob. Yes.
Ooh, Andy Oak in chat?
Yeah, you're right. Andy Oak. Been a minute, but yes, no little Brazilian tonight, unfortunately. But Nicholas Lima. No, not Nicholas Lima, excuse me. Romaldo Jr. in the R2A2. Flying the colors there of Brazil along with Nicholas Lima. But in the R2A2 in particular here, Romaldo Jr. representing that team nicely. Currently sitting in P7. Andre Alex Alfonso still trying. Well, no, now back trying to tackle Lucas Lichten. Wait, when did Lucas get by? Did we see that?
I don't think so. Oh, Lucas Lichten? It was on turn 1.
Oh, that's right. Brandon Pfeiffer 7 seconds behind. That is his immediate championship rival. I think Brandon needs. He smells. He's got pressure though from George Elmer. Christian Tenorio saves it. The cameraman can't even. Oh no, he bins it though the second time around. Keeps it out of the barrier.
I don't think there was damage.
We're gonna ride on board here. This is a replay of what just happened as we come through downshift locks. Okay. Well, that all started with the downshift into 4th, and you can see him milking the cow, drifts it, gets his foot on the throttle, but doesn't quite hold it, unfortunately. It was almost cool, Christian. It was, oh no.
Oh.
Well, now it was, oh no, this is a terrible, so you can't park there, man.
I was about to say, that was barely any damage from that tap by
Christian. Crashing at pedestrian speeds there. Struggles to rejoin, bonks the wall in additional time. Not what you want to see.
That's a car that I would expect to be able to flick without traction control, but that didn't seem to happen for Daniel.
A few drivers succumbing to the pressure of the mountain tonight. It's a tough track. It's a very tough track. I don't blame any driver for having an incident. Any one of these corners, any one of the 23 of them are all just an extreme challenge.
Honestly, completing a lap is already a feat.
George Elmer all over the back of Brandon Pfeiffer. Keeping Brandon honest and keeping him away from Andre Alex Afonso, and that's what Andre needs at this point. Though Lucas Lichten currently... So they would finish even in points, but I would think it comes down to wins after that, doesn't it? If the checkered flag was to fall right now, Lucas Lichten and Andre Alex Afonso would finish even on points in the championship. I think Andre would win because he has a race win.
Oh, is that how it works?
Or he also had the points first. I think no matter what, Andre will technically win. But it'll be a tie if it was to fall at this stage. So this is tough. This is tough to call. I'm not sure how that works, actually, at all. With a tie. I don't know if there's any Trackalicious admins in chat that can inform me of how a tie works if you get in P1.
Maybe SimGrid does that for us? Question mark.
I don't know. If we tie for P1, is there a championship? Do we have a 90-minute race just with the two of them? I don't know. Probably not, if I had to make an assumption on that one. Uh-oh. Speaking of succumbing to pressure. Oh, no! Vadik and Rally seem to have had a bit of a coming together. What has happened here? Vadik going for an overtake, but a bit hesitant, you can see. Oh no, Rally loses it, and Vadik with nowhere to go. It just has to wait, has to sit there and wait. The seas part. I'm not sure what Vadik is waiting for at that stage, but...
Yeah, Vadik returned to garage.
Oh, that's what he was waiting for, okay.
Definitely not his race. Oh boy.
He's gone. That's the championship done, Vadik. I mean, I'm sure he already knew that and accepted that at this point. Not the way to finish. It sucks. It's the mountain. It's the mountain. You know,
there's always a sacrifice.
You know, Dan, one thing I wanted to touch on. So, Twitch has done recently a yearly recap. So just kind of, they've dug into their database and found all of the little statistics and stuff like that that has gone on here at Trackalicious. And one thing that I have really noticed here, in 134 streams over this year, we've had 14,000 hours watched. So massive shout out to all of you guys in chat for watching 14,000 hours in total, listening to not just my babbling, but the babblings of all of our other co-commentators, but also another thing that just absolutely baffles me. 45,000 chat messages have been sent this year. You guys are awesome. 45,000 chat messages. That is like I say, and the emote that was used the most. 1,000 times we've had this emote. 1,300. The Trackalicious yellow flag emote. The Pepe. Bringing it out strong. But just wanted to say, big thank you to everyone involved. Some of the big contributors in this as well. Doc Milwee, big shout out. Superfly, Kevin Rivera, obviously we have Jacob Church, massive shout out to you. Jose Guzman as well, Steven Tomazic, even being one of the commentators, David. All of these being some of the top interactors here at Trackalicious, and you guys, like I say, just thank you so much. Yeah, right, Forzy? Welcome as well, Forzy. Welcome, Severius. Vadik with a hydrate. You could use one too, I would imagine, buddy. Maybe a strong hydration, if you know what I'm saying. Wait, no, you have a race ahead of you. No, don't do that. Lucas Lichten in for his stop. We're seeing the separation start to happen as these drivers doing a split strategy here. No one really allotting for tires, though, Dan.
Yeah, I would say Mount Panorama is not a track that consumes a lot of tires because there are a lot of straights and corners. You see the S's, they're basically mid to low speed corners, so it's not very rubber intensive, let's say.
Also, Vadik, I couldn't agree with you more. I love Bathurst, but man, that's exactly how I feel. I love watching Bathurst. George Elmer has done exactly what I fear the most when I'm driving the track and lost the rear end. That is such an easy thing to do, and he's parked it in such an unfortunate spot. Thankfully, no one around. Ugh, backs into the barrier. Brandon Pfeiffer going to be counting his lucky stars. That's a position gained easily, allowing him to have that charge to Lucas, but 15 seconds. It's going to be a tough one.
Oh, it's easy to say in the booth, but I love the unpredictability of Bathurst. It's just anything can happen, and that's exactly what's happening here. And with only 35 minutes, I can't even imagine what 90 minutes will look like soon in the GT3 race.
Oh, especially when the fatigue starts to kick in and the driver's going to be just... I mean, 90 minutes, you know, it's not that much. I like to say 90 minutes. It's a sprint race in a way. It's more of an enduro sprint. But still, if you are not quite... I mean, these drivers have all done 8 races in this championship. If you're not quite up to it, though, it can be grueling. Even if you have done all of them, it's still exhausting. 90 minutes behind the wheel. It's tough.
90 minutes avoiding walls.
Vadik, yeah, hoping to win the championship. You know, Vadik, I was rooting for you as well. I'm not going to lie. Unfortunately, not going to be seeing that. We have a few other contenders here tonight, though. Brandon Pfeiffer, Lucas Lichten. I know Brandon Pfeiffer with some love in chat. He's going to be rooted on to win the championship. Tough one, though. He's got a tough road ahead of him. Lucas Lichten and Andre Alex Afonso looking like the 2 potential competitors here tonight.
Yeah, Alex Afonso just did his pit stop, left way ahead of Lucas? What is this? Is this still updated? No, it's still updating. Yeah, Lucas Lichten is ahead.
I still have absolutely no idea what is going to happen if Lucas Lichten finishes in P2 and Andre in P3. Wait a second. No, James Pierre-Reed is, he's gone.
Still yet to make his pit stop and seems to not be minding the whole pit ordeal much.
Vadik, what do you mean makes... What do you mean? I like the idea, but...
I think I know what he means. It's the new WRC game. The career mode lets you make your own WRC car, your own rally car. You create a team. There's a whole campaign.
So it's sort of like the Formula One campaigns and whatnot, where you can kind of develop... It's not you build your own car, you develop your own car.
No, you actually... There's like pre-selected shapes that you can make your car.
Oh goodness, are there gonna be like loot boxes and stuff to get better skins? I don't know about that one. Also, Live Souls, I agree with you in that. I don't know if I agree with you. Yeah, GT3s and GT4s probably should both be available. You know, I understand why they did what they did, because GT4s obviously were added much later after release. So, you know, I mean, like, I get why they did that. In the future, sure. With the Supra, yes, having the Super GT4 is absolutely, it hurts my heart. I wish I would be driving it every day.
I would also love the Mustang as well. And the new Lotus. So making the GT4 class a DLC kind of prevented like any car updates or car additions to to the DLC. I don't know how they will charge more for a GT4 car that's not in the GT4 pack. It will be good.
No, and that's a really good point. And you can't really just release a car with a GT4 and say, look, here you can, or a pack, you know, a track with a GT4, because then it'd just be like, okay, cool, now you've one GT4. Yeah, I see what you mean, actually. I've never thought of that. But Kunos did kind of back themselves into a corner in that way. But, you know, like I said, they came out later. I understand both sides of the coin.
El de Lotus Voron Vadik, that's a far-fetch. And that's a bit old, not gonna lie. I don't think old cars will be added to our UCC anymore.
And Severus pay $5 to have the GT3 Mustang. Don't give him any ideas.
I may have good news for you. I don't think the Nordschleife will come plain-handed. I don't think it's going to come only the track, because it is the 2024 season DLC. You know what else is in the 2024 season?
Mustang GT3.
The Mustang and the Corvette.
Yeah. But those are both GT3s, but yes. Also, so we have had our pit stop phase more or less resolved here. Romaldo Jr. and Jan Stam. Jan is in the pits currently, but Romaldo being the last one to head into the pits. Currently, James Pierre-Reed 4 seconds ahead of Lucas Lichten. Lap times looking in favor of Lucas. 2:05.3 compared to a 2:06.7. This is on. Lucas Lichten needs to get the hurry up, though. 10 minutes and 24 seconds left. It's coming down to the wire.
Did James just leave the pits, or this is another lap already?
This is another lap. He came out 2 laps ago.
Okay. He does seem to have track in front of him, so it's a matter of tackling this. I would agree with you, Vadik, but the 4GT is already discontinued, sadly.
And Labsol's making the point. It's Ford. Yeah, okay. True. Yeah, exactly. The Mustang is there. It's their entire, like, thing. Hey, they also have an F-150. You can't count that out. Not quite a sports car, I would say. Not quite a car.
They're so fixated with the Mustang that they just basically made the Ford Mustang as fast as possible with the new, what is it, the GTD?
I don't know.
GTD model?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a Mustang fan, just personally.
It's basically a Ford GT but taller at this point, because they put an insane body kit on it, and they're yet to sell, it's yet to release. But it's cracked. It's just Ford is going insane recently.
I think we need to focus in here a little bit. Lucas Lichten is pushing the wheels off of this Porsche. He wants to win this on this championship. If he overtakes Romaldo No, this is Romaldo Jr., excuse me. My apologies. Still gaining, though, on James Pierre-Reed. He needs to get by Romaldo, though, first. Though, running out of time, it's going to be tough. I think this is going to come down to a tie in the championship for the lead of this. I think, yeah. I don't see any other way. So I think that means that Andre will finish first. Technically, I don't know though. I have no idea.
Is there bonus points for fastest lap?
Oh, good call. If so, it doesn't matter. James Pierre-Reed has it.
Well, who knows?
I find it nobody took tires except for Andre. Andre took tires.
Oh,
that could have changed things. There is bonus points for fastest. So Andre could have this still. If he needs fastest lap. I don't see Lucas will not be able to put a fastest lap in. He's on 35-minute-old rubber. It's not going to happen for Lucas. He's currently lapping about a second a lap on average slower than his quickest lap. I know he had a little bit of traffic to deal with, but still, not quite in his favor. Now, Andre, though, he's lapping lap quicker and quicker. He's 4/10 off of pole position currently. He needs to just put a really good lap together, and he might have this championship. Romaldo still opting to stay out in that R2A2. Is going to have to come in very soon.
Questionable, but I do respect it because I'm a doer of that myself.
Vadik also bringing up another great point. Got to bring up worn brakes, which both cars will be suffering from. So that is going to be a bit of an issue, and I'm not actually sure. No, I can find out. Never mind. Hang on. Let me find out when the fastest lap was set. I know I can find it out over on Pitwall. If you guys have exclamation mark Pitwall, you'll be able to see that. But I don't know how to use Pitwall that well, so we're not going to... yeah, we'll call me a Pitwall noob. Oh, side by side, though. Romaldo Jr. and Andre Alex Afonso takes the position. Bit of a fight there at the mountain. You can see the desperation in Afonso.
We can see that clearly. Yeah. As Alex Afonso takes a bit of a rally line. He's getting eager for the position. Either for the position or the fastest lap. Maybe he's wary of it.
It's hard to, I'd be surprised if he was. I don't think he's going to be aware that he's currently tied unless he has a spotter. That's pretty tough for even me to math out in the moment, and I have the sheet in front of him. He's going to be driving his race. Now, if he knows, he needs to put, like I say, he needs to put the fastest lap in. That will guarantee him the championship. Otherwise, it's completely up in the air. Now, you can find the results. In fact, actually, you can type exclamation mark P Cup. There we go. And you can find a link directly to the P Cup standings.
Oh.
Or not the standings, but you can find a link to the P Cup Championship, where you can find a link to the standings. You can see that it is a three-way tie. I guess I can also, now that I think about it, just pop it up on screen. That might be a little bit easier. You can see right here, three-way tie between Brandon, Andre Alex Afonso, and Vadik. Lucas Lichten currently 5 points behind. It's a 5-point separation from P2 to P3, and that's what we're looking at here between Andre and Lucas. Anyone's game. Currently the lap here. It's a good lap from Andre. Why don't we ride on board? And holy smokes, Aaron Miller, 5-month subscription. Thank you so much. Viper GT3 over on Twitch. Awesome streamer. Awesome guy in general. Thank you so much, Aaron. Providing some amazing stewarding for our leagues. Dan, I'm taking a look here at the timing charts, and I'm seeing something here. This
5/10 up?
We're half a second up currently, and that's what we need. We need to keep it. There's still a lot of this lap left. The descent down the mountain, you can lose everything. It's where you can gain, though, most of your time as well. Although Andre, he doesn't need to gain. He needs to stay even. That's all he has to do at this point. A very slow descent down the mountain, but that's going to result. Slow is fast. He gains another 10th. Going to lose it, though, on exit. Heading down the Conrad straight now. Flat out, heading towards the chase. You can see Lucas Lichten in the front. If he secures this fastest lap, this is everything. This could be the championship lap here on the line for Andre Alex Afonso. As he heads to the chase now, has to nail this braking zone. Flat out the whole time, does nail it nicely, clips the apex, gets it tucked in. Opens the corner up on exit. Now one more corner to go. Brakes at the 75, turns it in. It's looking good. Andre Alex Afonso heads the line, and it's the new fastest lap. Andre Alex Afonso will now officially win this championship if they fall in this order.
just beat the fastest lap of the race by 3/10.
Smashed
Wow.
it.
Oh, I was holding my breath until the end of the
My
lap.
heart rate
Not
is
gonna lie.
actually, if I had a heart monitor right now, it's kind of through the roof. Like, not even joking. This is insane. Andre, I don't even know if he knows what he has just done. That's the part that I'm like so excited as well about, is I have no idea if he realizes that that may have done it for him. That literally may have done it for him.
Wait, let me double check the scoring chart here. Yes, there is a bonus point because I'm seeing the results from the last round from Watkins Glen. Andre Alex Afonso actually took the fastest lap and he got a bonus point. It was 50. He was supposed to get 54. He got 55.
So Andre currently is going to be leading this championship by 1 point at the end of the final round. Like I said, if the checkered flag was to fall this lap, we have one more lap, and the mountain giveth and the mountain taketh away. Lucas Lichten just has to hold on, but so does Andre. Other thing is, Andre is closing that gap. That fastest lap is really showing. I mean, Lucas is on old rubber here. He might even get the position just off of merit. In one lap, though, it's going to be tough to close a 2.3 second gap and make an overtake at Bathurst.
Yeah, we'll see. There's pressure involved. Lucas Lichten maybe seeing that little purple square on his UI on P3. Maybe, just maybe. We'll see.
Final lap of this championship has begun. Currently, Andre Alex Afonso tied with not with Lucas Lichten, tied with Brandon Pfeiffer and Vadik Udstitsev, all for the championship lead. Vadik, unfortunately, had a very early DNF. We have Brandon Pfeiffer he's not quite there tonight. He didn't quite qualify in a high enough position, and he hasn't been able to keep the pace of Andre here and Lucas. Lucas 5 points down in the championship. Currently, he would finish 5 points ahead of Andre Alex Afonso, which would result in them tying. The fastest lap is what is deciding it here tonight.
Oh, my heart is racing. Oh,
Lucas gets a wiggle.
Oh.
He's pushing. He feels it. He feels the pressure, does Lucas Lichten. I'm not sure Lucas knows the extent of the situation either. I think he just thinks right now that he needs to finish ahead and tie this, but I'm not sure he's aware, but you never know. It's so hard when you're in the seat. All you're really focusing on is, can I keep the car behind me? That's your number one goal.
Oh, he's approaching now. Alex is approaching.
Alex is a bit too far back right now. He needs a slingshot and a half onto the Conrad here, and this is what it's going to be. Gets a better exit, to be completely honest, but still 0.8 back. It's going to be just too much of a gap heading down the Conrad towards the chase now. Running out of time and running out of track.
That's down to 3/10. Braking point nicely. Oh, bumpy on that curve.
And this is going to be it. James Pierre Reed is going to come to the line in P1, but Lucas Lichten under pressure at the end, but finishing now in P2. But the real eyes on Andre Alex Afonso, who takes the championship win unofficially. Flash of the headlights at the end, takes it by 1 point over Lucas Lichten.
Oh my God. Oh, I cannot believe it.
Absolutely incredible. Andre, the Portuguese driver, I really hope we can land an interview with him. I'm not actually sure we've ever had an interview with Andre Alex Afonso. If anyone can get a hold of him, please get him into the green room. Our new championship holder here of the Porsche Cup Championship. Brandon Pfeiffer, a valiant fight to the end, finishes in P4. George Elmer, going to come to the line in 5th. Jan Stam in 6th. Romaldo Jr. in 8th. The 7th. Nicholas Lima in 8th. Stefania Blaskovic 9th. Will Stewart in 10th. And Jacob Church in 11th. Rally Dutchy in 12th. James Pierre Reed with his parade lap here. Cool down lap. However you want to call it. We're going to head back to the booth, though. Welcome back to the booth, everybody. James Pierre Reed, Lucas Lichten, Andre Alex Afonso. But Andre Alex Afonso, the talk of the town tonight, and deservedly so. He absolutely dominated, took the championship by 1 point. Couldn't have made it more exciting for us at the end if he tried. Taking a look at the green room, we have an interview from Lucas, which Lucas, I can imagine, he's going to be just absolutely torn. Why don't we get him in here? And Dan, you can take that one over here. And Lucas, welcome, but Dan, take it away.
P2, congratulations. And we saw the pressure from Alex Afonso behind. How did the race feel?
It was difficult. I don't I struggled to get up to pace, especially after bad qualifying, but after ODS Valak just crashed out on the formation lap. It got a lot easier, and then obviously Afonso took tires then, and the pit stop was pretty clear because he would have actually beaten me out of the pits if he hadn't, because I stalled slightly in the pits. And then he just he didn't even run me down for the first 10 minutes or so after the pit stop, and then he suddenly just came at me for the last few minutes, and it got very scary there, because this was for the championship, and depending on the tiebreaker now, either him or I have just won the championship. So that's fun.
Untied that with the fastest lap of the race. I'm sorry.
Is there a point even for the fastest lap?
Yes.
One.
Yep. Unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh, he's here. Yeah.
He is going to be in here. Yes, we have the Portuguese driver himself. But yeah, Lucas, unfortunately, I think unofficially, we're just going to call it unofficially here.
Yeah, there's an additional point awarded for the fastest lap.
I think you tied him there on points, but he got you on the fastest lap. We're going to pull him down. Lucas, thank you so much. Apologies for the language there, Lucas. But
sorry.
No worries. It's all good. Thank you, though. Good fight. You put it up at the end and brought it to the most exciting finish. Definitely worth a rewatch there for you, Lucas. Thank you. We're going to move on here to Andre.
Hello. Good evening. Or good night.
Yes. Hello, Andre. Welcome. Our new championship holder, Andre Alex Afonso, once again, unofficially.
Yes, I was looking at doing the math and see if it would be or not, because of the fastest lap and everything. And I was doing maths very fast. Am I not? Okay.
I think unofficially, once again, we're going to call it unofficially here, but yes, I think unofficially, I think you are our champion here. And Dan, take it away, please.
Yeah, Alex, down to the wire, we were just going bananas on stream. We watched your fastest lap. Mike could not believe you were up 5 tenths on that. That was supposed to be the personal best, but it ended up to be the fastest lap of the race by 3 whole tenths. How did the race feel?
Well, it was very interesting start of the race there. I have 100% record of crashing with this track and car combination. So I was not feeling very confident at the beginning, but because I hit the wall a few times at the beginning, so I saw Lucas going going faster, and I thought, maybe this is it. But I was still doing the math, thinking maybe third place is not too bad. I was a bit careful there. But then I thought, I didn't repair the damage, but I changed tires because I knew it's very difficult with worn tires to drive this car. So I knew I would catch up at the end.
Yeah, it could have been a better choice.
Yeah. So, thank you to TRACKILICIOUS for the races before I leave.
Yeah, pleasure.
And,
thank you, Andre.
Yeah,
thank you for being with us for so
for
long.
Happy
Andre,
holidays to everyone.
Hang on now, Andre. You've been in, I can't even imagine how many championships you've been with us. This is your first championship win, is it not?
Well, I have another for another league, another Porsche Cup championship.
Okay, my apologies. You're just a Porsche Cup master then. Okay, fair enough.
No, I was faster. I was champion because everybody else quit, but it still counts, right?
Hey, if you finished first, you finished first.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Well,
Andre.
I practiced my pit stop, Mike. I practiced a pit stop.
Round of applause.
I have to do this correctly, otherwise Mike is going to be very sad and disappointed. If I'm going to the sand or grass or whatever and kill myself. So I practice.
I appreciate that. You're one of the few, and it's paid off. We had, unfortunately, a few stop-go 30s in the pit lane tonight, so paying off for you. You love to see it.
Well,
We're going to see if we can get an interview here with JP Reed. JP, are you around? I know you're probably not expecting this. If you do want an interview, feel free to unmute. You are live on stream, though.
I am around. G'day. Thanks
How's
for
it
having
going?
me.
JP Reed taking the race win tonight. Dude, what an incredible drive and a bit of a sleeper in this race. But pulling away at the start, I mean, not quite in the hunt for the championship. I don't think we talked about you as much as we should have, but what an incredible drive you had, JP.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. There was a bunch of pressure from Afonso and Lichen at the beginning, and I thought, just need to maintain a nice, comfortable rhythm and see what happens behind. Make sure they don't get too close when battling. But it got to defend the home ground. It's important to get a win at Bathurst.
Hey, I don't blame you, and you did manage to do so as well. So congratulations there. I mean, anything else to say? Anyone to thank for that one? I mean, I feel like you're newer to TRACKILICIOUS. Am I wrong in saying that?
I think this is about my third or fourth race. I've been participating in the GT4 series at the moment, which has been incredible. I've had a lot of fun with that. And that was the main reason I found TRACKILICIOUS, just to find more than just GT3 racing. And what you guys seem to offer here is really fantastic. So I want to thank everyone who's got me on board so far. Eric for going out of his way to message me, the brilliant broadcast team. All your streams are incredible. And to all the racers who are racing at such a high standard, it's a great community to have joined recently.
Well, appreciate you. Thank you, JP. And once again, I hope to see you in the next races here. And what a way to finish off the championship as well. I mean, you finish off with the race win. As I like to say, you're only as good as your last race, and finishing off the year with that, not too bad of a result.
Well, I think it's time to retire then.
That's kind of what I did, so pulling me. No, thank you, JP. We're going to move on. Thank you. You guys are free to go. Once again, we have James... excuse me, there we go. We have James Pierre Reed taking first place in the race tonight. Lucas Lichten taking second. Would have tied the championship with Andre Alex Afonso, but he snuck the fastest lap in on the penultimate lap. Took the championship with a P3 finish. But what a championship. What Porsche Cup coming to a close. I got to say, it hurts my heart a little bit there. But it's just an incredible championship all around that this has been. So thank you to the drivers. Thank you to all of the viewers as well. But don't worry, we're not done, everybody. I think it sounds like I'm wrapping the stream up. We have a GT3 race ahead of us here tonight, and we're already into qualifying. So Dan, why don't we head down into that?
Yes, Ali Raza already leading the qualifying with a 201.1. Actually scratched that. A 200.6. As I was speaking, he just beat it. Yeah, that's the man. That's the champion. Yeah, that's a champion. That's the current season champion.
And yes, I think undisputed, correct? Or is there mathematically a way that he can lose the championship?
No, there's no way.
Okay.
He's already way past that. Or with a 131 point gap. But yeah, there's no way to catch it.
Standings there on screen currently. We can take a look at them. 678 points there for Ali Raza. Wilson Fernandez at 547. Wilson going to be in a battle with Quinn Smith to try to hold on to P2, and as well Bruno Pio creeping up in that rearview mirror. We'll see what he can manage here tonight. As it is so dark on the mountain. Oh man, Ali Raza a bit out of shape as well. Pushing that Ferrari 296 here tonight.
Man, if that's out of shape.
Vadik, you're taking that the wrong way. Look, it's meant in a positive manner. When you do it in a negative manner, it just makes me sound like a jerk. Thank you, Forzy. Also, RSJ joining us. Welcome. We also have Benny D. Welcome, Benny D Creatives joining us. Can't be the only one thing. I look like Theon Gravy. Who? Theon Gravy Joy? Who the heck is that? Grevy Joy? What are you talking about? I look nothing like. I wish I looked like that, man. My goodness. I wish. Holy smokes. My head is way too round.
Almost sure. I'm sorry, but I'm almost sure RSH is Romaldo Jr.
Oh, okay.
That was on chat.
Thank you, Romaldo. Good effort in the championship, man. Represented the R2A2 Motorsports well this time around.
Yeah, he was thanking everyone for the season.
Also, Brandon Pfeiffer with a raid. Thank you, Brandon. Great championship, man. You put a good fight up to the very end at the last possible moment, but just Bathurst seemed to not quite have the pace there for you. And Ralliaza. Oh, yes, I like that. Ralliaza on pole position. And what about team standings? That's a good call. I don't think I took a screenshot of team standings. Currently, leading the team standings in the GT3 championship, it is, and this is undisputed, by the way, I do not think any team can come even close to finishing in the points. Fuchsia Competition Esports takes the win for the championship. Round of applause, everyone. Hats off there, Vadik. The Fuchsia Competition team takes a woo, yeah. Get some emotes in chat for Vadik, everybody. Bam. There you go. Pigeon Racing Brazil coming in second, and the RCS Motorsports in first or in third. The RCS being Ali Raza all on his lonesome. Another thing that I wanted to mention, heading back towards the fun little Twitch statistics that Twitch has recently put out, I just wanted to give a massive thank you to everyone. We have, this year alone, we have had 1,012 followers in 2023. I think we have 1,700 followers here on Twitch as it stands. In fact, a little bit less than that. Let's take a look. We have 1,685 currently, and 1,000 of those have been found. 1,001 of those have been found. Thank you, Styro95, for hitting that follow button and becoming one of those members. Joining us here at TRACKILICIOUS, thank you so much. It's been an incredible year for us, and just honestly wanted to say thank you all so much for an incredible year. I mean, it's, holy smokes. That was Bruno Pio disappearing into the stratosphere, everybody. As the cameraman tries to follow him. But no, thank you.
I do so myself as well after taking 5 thousandths of a second for a pole of Ali Raza even. Jesus. So one little statistic, Mike, that I would like to point out, not related to Twitch, but we do have Lawrence Dubé. I think that's Christian's brother or someone related to him. It's his first ever SimGrid race.
Oh, wow.
Not only in TRACKILICIOUS, but SimGrid race. And he's already in a P3.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Lawrence Dubé off to a solid start. If that's his first race on SimGrid, he has some good prospects looking forward. If you're already ahead of Casey Schutte, granted, let's see. Casey, well, not sure. The cameraman there. Oh, Casey, practicing his pit entries. Good job, Casey. You love to see it. Eric Gakasian next across the line. He is going to start his lap. The even numbers have finished their qualifying, and it looks like the odd numbers are going to be starting theirs. And Styro looking forward to the Bathurst 12 hours in February. That's, yeah, 12 hours at Bathurst. Oh boy. I know we at TRACKILICIOUS have had one ourselves, and we had a Jag finish on the podium. Oh, who was the driver of that car? I need to literally just slip my brain. It was a Crazy Rabbits team. I remember that, but they managed to stick it on the podium. Can't remember exactly who was the drivers of that car, but 12.
I can fetch it for you.
Good luck if you can. I appreciate it, but has anyone cheered when bits? Wait, what? I'm not sure what you're asking, Vadik, but one thing that Twitch also says is how many bits have been cheered over the, or bits. Oh, actually bits. I don't know, actually. Actually, you're right. It doesn't say anything about bits, does it? Yeah, it looks like it doesn't. But it does say how many channel points were spent, and we've had 675,000 channel points been spent over the course of this year alone. I don't even know what that means. That's a lot of hydrates, everyone. That's a lot of hydrates. Oh, and Vadik, has anyone cheered here with the bits? Yes, Vadik, we have had bits cheered here before. I know Devin Anthony is an avid cheerer of the bits. Throws his bits our way every now and then. But the Twitch statistics don't actually give me anything about bits, interestingly enough. We had 19 hype trains, though. You guys are awesome. Incredible audience here. Thank you guys so much. I still just can't get over 45,000 chats have been sent. That's incredible. Eric Akasian, though, 6th position on the mountain. One thing I noticed, or I know, is Eric has been putting in quite a bit of practice as he has a 12-hour, I think, coming up for the Bathurst event. This is going to be on a team with Casey Schutte, if I'm not mistaken. And currently, you can tell that practice has been paying off. Eric at 2:01.7. This might be his best track, Dan.
Oh, that's great to see. Eric at the front.
Ooh,
He usually doesn't get to qualify because of family duties. But yeah. I think, you know what? I think it was because it was one of those endurance seasons that he put a lot of practice on. Or was it the Pro Series that we had? I don't know, there was one of the championships that he was just cracked. Eric was cracked.
I can't remember myself. But no offense, Eric. Devin Anthony throwing his bits our way, 5 of them to be exact. Thank you so much, Devin. Eric, though, on an improvement as well. Is this going to be a top 3 for Eric in the GT3 championship? I don't think we'd be able to see this at any other track. This is awesome. Eric, with a little bit of dedication, you can see the pace that he actually has. He needs just to not mess it up in the final corner. As he goes through Murray's, keeps it nice and tidy, able to tilt it in onto the throttle and to the line. This is P5. That's it. I guess he's now in the running. He just needs to gain about a 10th. If he gains a 10th, he'll be within the likes of Dubé. Also, wow, I just noticed this. Bruno Pio did sneak into pole position. I completely missed that in the pigeon racing by 0.005 of a second over Raleigh Azza.
Also, Mike, the boys at the truck are back with some information. The Bathurst race was on February 18th, and the Jagging did finish in P3.
Who's the drivers? It was Kevin Blanchett. Hold on. It was Kevin Blanchett. He was one of them. That's all I remember. That just came to me.
Yeah.
Kevin Blanchett was one of the drivers on that. He was
Kevin
the one that
Blanchett,
finished.
Kevin Lecomte Coto?
Yes.
And David Funk.
David Funk, 2 drivers. Yeah, the other driver I think we've only seen in that race, but Funk I haven't seen in a while. But
Yes.
yeah, an incredible drive in the Jag. That was a historic race to be had, to be honest.
Yeah, just to point out, their previous 3 finish was P20, P12, and P20. And then they came with a P3 out of nowhere. Pace alone, consistency alone, Mount Panorama, folks. That's all I can say. Mount Panorama.
The mountain giveth, the mountain taketh away. We got 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in qualifying. Quinn Smith trying to make what he can out of a P7 here. On an improvement. The Audi, though, not looking the strongest at this track, it's to be said. And thank you, William, for the follow. I love that name. That is an awesome name. Thank you so much for the follow. Quinn Smith tackling the descent now as he heads down the Dippa into Forest Elbow and back out onto the Conrad Straight. Styro, yeah. Wait, I already caught that one. My apologies. Now, one more corner left to go. 6th gear. One more corner left to go. Brain's a little elsewhere right now. Qualifying, though, winding down. Quinn Smith on a great lap. This lap's actually looking to turn out to be potentially a pole position one at that. 1 corner to go. Quinn Smith heading to the line now. He's 7/10 off. It's 1.5 tenths to pole. Quinn with a very reasonable chance here of qualifying in a solid position. CJ Engine, he's going to be next to the line. Currently 3/10 up on his delta. Should be enough for a solid few improvements if he can keep it nice and tidy through the final few corners. Carries the speed up to P8. Nicely done.
Also, Mike, this P3 from Quinn is very important because Wilson Fernandez is in the pits without a lap at all, and that's especially the case for the fight for P2 in this championship. Wilson Fernandez 547 points, Quinn Smith 529, so that's a 18-point gap.
As we pop on board with the Fuchsia competition car. I think not Lone Fuchsia, the Drew Burakovsky currently sitting in P12, the sister car there of Vadik. Currently down the Conrad Straight. 8/10 improvement thus far. Still a few more corners to go as well. Plenty of time on the board here for Vadik. I know he hasn't been too happy with his qualifyings as of late. Bit shaky under braking. That's just kind of the nature of the Lamborghini, though. That's what you call pushing the limit. Nicely done. Keeps it within the limit as well. Vadik now 1 more corner to go. Down the gears into first. Back onto the throttle. Gets onto the very early. Heads to the line up to P8. That's more of a lap I'd expect there of Vadik.
Incredible lap.
Still a 201. I don't think he's going to be too happy with that. But it's a very respectable. A 201 is very nice. And all of a sudden, Quinn Smith, wow! 15 thousandths to pole position. The top 3 separated by less than half of a tenth. Such tight margins up at the front there. That is incredible. Drew Burakovsky, what does he have in store for us as well? Final car to put a lap in. Looks like that'll be it. Drew Burakovsky is going to resign into the pits and practice. Oh, come on. The pit entry's right there. Just practice it. Oh, come on. That's like... Just practice. You had the chance. Nobody would have faulted you.
Wait, Vadik, is this your 3rd league race today? Jesus, that's a lot of dedication.
Now that you mention it, it is, and I've commentated every one of his races today too. That's kind of weird.
He ran out of fuel? Drew Burakovsky ran out of fuel.
No. Oh, all right. Well, fair enough. I guess he's justified for not practicing his pit entry this time. I'll give him that one. As we have it, though, 26 drivers here to round out our championship tonight. All GT3s all the time here. Starting off in P1, it is going to be the Optimum Motorsports driver of Bruno Pio and the number 14 McLaren Evo 2. Lined up next to him in P2, Ali Raza, the number 30 Pakistan Zinabad Ferrari 296. Quinn Smith in the Audi in the Torosso Attempto Racing in the 999 P3. Lawrence Dubé in his first ever SimGrid race, lining up in 4th position on row 2. Incredible result there with Casey Schutte in the 444 in 5th. in the Reckless GT3. Eric the Boss Gakassian in the sister Reckless in P6, the number 5 Armenian driver, with Anton Was, the Canadian, in P7. Viniko Tsitsiev, 8th quickest in the Fuchsia Competition eSports, with CJ Engine in P9. We also have Professor Chronotis in the TRACKILICIOUS number 10 Ferrari 296, the 42 car, with Ricardo Sapien, the Mexican, in P11. Darren Thomas in P12, the 613 with Christian Rousseau in P12, with Christian Rousseau in 13th. Drew Burakovsky, 14th quickest with Jason Provolone Company in P15. Kevin Yu, 16th quickest. Stefan Buckley, P17 in the Nissan GTR with Zane Beliskit in the Mad Fox Racing in P18. Stefania Blaskovic, 19th quickest for the Polish driver, and Devin Anthony rounding out our top 20. Stefano Rinaldi, 21st quickest in the Conquest Racing, the Italian driver. Ashley Forrester in P22. The 994 Heart of Racing Aston Martin with Jelson Cruise Company in 23rd. The 777 Rockefeller Racing 992. Wilson Fernandez behind in in the 888 in P24. In the Vacuum Racing Audi on the hunt for a championship P2. Looking tough here tonight. G. Steven going to be 25th for the Fuchsia competition car in the 45 with Raleigh Duchy, last but not least, in P26. The 621 driver in the Lamborghini Evo 2. Street Animals. Car is starting up and getting ready to get underway here as we have a 3.8 mile outlap ahead of us, 23 corners, 14 to the left, 9 to the right, with a whopping 174 meters of elevation change. As the cars are now beginning their outlap. Like I said, 3.4 miles ahead of them. And Dan, any predictions here tonight? Oh, he's grabbing coffee. I just outed him. Whoops. He's all good. Okay, whoops. As we have an outlap, Bruno Pio leading us away here. We're going to talk about our calendar, what little we have left. As, of course, moving into next year, we will have plenty to talk about. But as of now, not too much. We're going to start off with our GT3, of course. That is what we're watching right now. That's coming to an end. This is done. Finals of the GT3 and Porsche Cup Championship. Max Rain at Britain, though, that is going to be coming up in a race to most certainly look forward to. Definitely check that one out if you are looking for a race on the 21st. Check out SimGrid, link there in chat. We have our GT4 series. That's going to be on Monday. Kyalami, the grand finals there as well. That's tomorrow. If you guys are interested in sign up for that, of course, all of our other championships have come to a close. We're rounding out that year, getting ready to head on into next, where we will release that calendar soon enough. But, of course, the vote, I think, is still up, if I'm not mistaken. So if you guys are, hopefully, I don't know if anyone can correct me, but the vote might still be up. Head over to the Server Supporter channel if you are one of these lovely Patreon members or any of the Twitch subscribers, if you are a Discord cheerer, Discord booster, I don't know what the proper term is, you can participate in that as well. Basically, any of the server supporters, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys beyond words for supporting us here at TRACKILICIOUS. Now, back on to the action. Or rather, the action that is to come. Bruno Pio, seemingly pulling away from Aliraz already. Now, is that some foreshadowing? I'm not sure. We'll find out soon.
Yeah, I would say Bruno Pio is very thankful of getting that pole because starting ahead and getting himself out of any mayhem, any chaos that might pop up on lap 1 is very ideal. Especially for 90 minutes.
Most certainly. And one bigly there. P6 for Eric. Let's go. Yes, indeed. Eric with a smasher of a qualifying. Can he hold on? Can he sustain the pressure around him? I know he's put in plenty of laps. That's the thing, is I know Eric's been practicing hot laps, but has he been practicing race laps? as there is plenty of fire there coming down the back straight. The AC/DC-inspired livery made by Stefan Lindauer. I guess very fitting for Australia, I suppose. The track is absolutely blisteringly hot, 34 degrees Celsius. But also, isn't the singer from Australia of AC/DC? Am I mistaken? Someone in chat knows that. Somebody has to know. I'm not sure which singer. I think one of them was. Correct. Thank you. Look at that. Bringing out even more factually obscure knowledge. WA. There we go. Path. We are, of course, here in New South Wales, Australia. Down in Bathurst. Basically in the middle of nowhere. As we get ready to load the drivers to come around the final corner. Bruno Pio leading us away here tonight. Ollie Raza in P2. I'm Mike Nause in the booth. Joined with me is Daniel Verçosa. As we get ready to go green, heading down the start-finish straight. It's a short jaunt down to the first corner. We are about to go green, green, green now, heading down to the first quarter. Ollie Raza immediately challenging, but not quite a good second phase in the launch. Challenging though the outside, late onto the brakes. Ollie Raza storms into the lead for right now. Can he hold it? He's going to have the inside line as they go down the mountain straight, heading down towards Quarry Bend. Ollie Raza, though, not with the drive of the McLaren, able to get that power down just a little bit better. Also, we saw Quinn Smith behind making that scrap for P3. He manages to take it from Lawrence Dubé. Seems Ollie Raza not going to be far enough alongside to make any sort of challenge. Lawrence Dubé behind side by side with Quinn Smith. Quinn is wide onto the gravel. That's going to really affect his traction as he heads now up towards the cutting. We can see behind Eric Gakasi, and no, that's Casey Schutte under pressure from Vadik Stitsiev. Eric able to overtake his teammate at the very beginning, and as they begin their ascent up the mountain, Dan, we're not quite nip and tuck just yet. Professor Cronotis side by side with your teammate Ricardo Sapien.
I was about to say surprisingly clean. Yes, getting a little bit of a train build up there after a little bit of a bump on the wall by Sapien. But yeah, on to the top 6 there. Very clean fights, and you can see just a little mistake on the turn 1 apex that can differ a lot.
Quinn Smith has binned it in the mountain sector, and he immediately returns to garage. Probably a smart decision there. What has led up to this collision? Let's find out. Quinn Smith beginning down the mountain. It's going to be so hard to get a camera angle here. Is this a self-inflicted one? Looks to be. Big hit of the wall. We see Eric and Casey getting out of the way. Also, that was Vadik. Oh my goodness. Oh, there was a tap there from one of the cars. I think it looked like Christian Rousseau. But I don't think Christian's in this race. Oh, he is in this race. It was Christian Rousseau.
Thank you, Lord. At least Quinn Smith held on to the brakes until the very end, so good job for him. And returning to garage was, probably the best idea.
Vadik makes the overtake there onto Eric Gakasi, and next up is Casey Schutte. It seems Eric went off the track there and lost a couple positions. Oh, hot into the back there is Vadik, right into the back bumper of, and oh no, there's a big, and Vadik feels bad. Right into the back of Casey Schutte, Vadik out braking himself, and you can see him just sitting and waiting and allowing all the cars to go by. He definitely feels what he did there. Why, cameraman, there we go. I was going to say it. We're not looking at him anymore. Anton on the outside of his teammate Eric Gakasi, and Eric needs to hold down the fort in that reckless GT3.
Yeah, he has to represent the team now, and Vadik always a respectful, very respectful driver. Sad to see that happen. What's the 777 car doing there on the left?
I'm not completely sure, but it seems that Jelson Cruz has had some sort of mistake into the final corner. We're going to stick with the front pack, though, for now. Ollie Raza hot on the charge to Bruno Pio, but Bruno succumbing to the pressure so far. Or rather, not succumbing to it, but holding on so far. Will he succumb to it?
With the fastest lap. Got to keep that in mind. He's here for the taking. He wants that P1.
He's in the best position for it as well, in my opinion. He just needs to be patient. There's still an hour, 26 minutes, and 30 seconds left to go. Just needs to stick with his pack. They're already checking away from Eric Gakasian. Eric trying to hold on to P4. He has no hopes of getting into that podium. That's at least at this stage of the race. I think he's just currently focusing on the track in front of him and the car that is going to need to stay behind him. Now, Ollie Raza, will he have the overtaking opportunity on the start-finish, or not start-finish straight, but heading up towards Quarry Bend, or the start-finish straight for that matter? He has a think about it, but not quite there to make that happen. Now, this is where he's going to be trying to maximize the minimum speed through Hell Corner, get the best exit possible, heading now down towards Quarry Bend. Ollie Raza, the inside line, not quite there. In fact, Bruno Pio parking it right in the middle of the track, which is exactly what he needs to do. Not really picking any line. Now to the racing line, both drivers, and Ollie Raza not close enough to make the charge.
Yeah, what a base from Bruno Pio. Very defensive. Love it.
A bit further back, this is Ricardo Sapien on the outside of Christian Rousseau. Trying to make a stick. Wow. Carries the speed, sticks with it, but is going to have to back out. Going to have to try again another day.
And maybe Christian Rousseau is suffering a bit from that bump. Which car was that spun out? Yeah, he collected some damage and maybe he's feeling it on the straights right now.
As time will tell on that front. Taking a look at our fastest car in a straight line, it's Ollie Raza in the Ferrari 296. I would not have expected that. 289 kph.
The 298?
Yeah, I know, right? Ollie Raza must be running like zero wing. I wonder what Ollie Raza has found in that 296 to make that work, because the McLaren, typically the fastest car in a straight line. However, McLaren's actually fourth quickest. Bruno Pio, 5 kph down from Ollie Raza. I mean, to be fair, Ollie Raza is 4 kph faster than the rest of the field. What has Ollie Raza found? Maybe he outbroke himself. Maybe he just carried too much speed through the speed trap. I don't know. That's a crazy amount of speed, though.
He definitely unlocked something on that V6.
Ricardo also making an easy overtake. Oh, what has happened on the back there? We see the 621 of Rally Dutchy. I think involved in a collision of... Oh, no, he's parked it in an absolutely... Oh, no!
Oh!
Stefano Rinaldi is going to be just absolutely fuming about that one. Not much Stefano could have done, as the track was open, but the floodgates closed quite quickly there.
Yes, Rally Dutchy, just learning from an experience there. You gotta hold your brakes until it's completely clear to be able to maneuver yourself out of that.
The mountain's so tight, such an easy mistake to make. Vadik, uh-oh, no! Bruno Pio has disconnected. You hate to see that in the championship race. Ollie Raza is promoted to the race victory, but even I know Ollie Raza doesn't feel too good about that one.
Yeah. What a heartbreak. I was almost joking about Brazilian internet because I can relate, but no.
Bruno, 509 points in the championship. That's going to really, well, take that complete chance away. I don't think, if this makes Bruno feel any better, if it doesn't, I totally understand. I don't think Bruno had a chance at getting P3 with the way Quinn Smith has been driving. Quinn, wait, where is Quinn? Wait a second, what am I talking about? Quinn's in last. Wait, what? Quinn made his pit stop. So he's made his one mandatory pit stop. I don't know where Quinn's going to fan out when it comes time for everybody else to make their stops, but... Not see Quinn crash? Oh, wait, was that with you? That was with you, wasn't it?
No, Vadik crashed with Casey.
Oh, you're right. It was Casey. When did Quinn? Did we see Quinn's crash? And Quinn, you're right, Ryan. You're absolutely right. Quinn is not good to go to the end. He still has to make another stop. So Quinn, man, that could have been the P3 then for Bruno Pio. It still can be, honestly, if he comes back in time. But I think that might be it. Bruno Pio would have been on for a podium in the championship. That really is unfortunate. Let's take a look here at the standings. We'll pull them up real quick at the GT3s. You can see here, Skylar Lovrink is going to be the next possible contender. Not here tonight, though. Christian Rousseau at 450 points is not going to have a chance to make any sort of gains onto Quinn Smith. So I think Quinn secured then in P3.
Oh, yeah, but Dick's right. Quinn spun out.
And then returned to garage. And then, immediately RTG'd. No, you're 100% right, Vadika. We did catch that. I completely forgot about that. So Quinn on a recovery drive. We have other Audi of Wilson Fernandez here. Wilson going to be secured for P3 or for P2 in the championship, no doubt. And Ollie Raza in P1. Yeah, Ollie.
Wilson Fernandez.
Oh, good.
Sorry. He's up 11 places already.
My goodness. He's trying to make it 12. Can he even make it more? That's the question. I think he can by the end of this race. Ryan, though, making the point, Ollie running away with this championship. Yeah, this championship not quite as exciting as the Porsche Cup championship, where it literally came down to 1 point, came down to fastest lap at the very end. One of the tightest championships I've ever seen, to be completely honest. You got damage because the engine unintentionally brake checked you when you were passing Shooty. Oh, did you lock your axle up or? Interesting.
Oh, no, CJ engine.
Oh, brake because. Oh, CJ engine.
CJ,
oh, not your engine. Okay. Got it. Professor Kronotis challenging the teammate there of Vadik in chat, Drew Burakovsky. Bruno Pio, I know, Bruno. That's your P3 pretty much gone, unfortunately. Especially, you would have had it. It would have been yours. I feel for you, man. Vadik in a slightly relatable situation, though. You know, getting into an early incident that results in a championship being taken away. So, you know, like I said before, the mountain giveth, the mountain taketh away. And unfortunately, the mountain didn't have anything to do with this incident. It was down to just a purely connection. Now, I'd say it's still worth getting out on track and finishing, but I'm not sure. Quinn is currently behind a few laps, so you do have a chance to still finish above him. Will you finish enough, though? I don't know.
Do we have Skylar Lovrink on track?
No.
I don't think he's here. So,
No.
Christian Rousseau is P9. Yeah, he would need a bit of a... Oh, not a bit, like a huge recovery drive.
Honestly,
secure his place.
Oh no, speaking of Christian Rousseau, he has put it into the tire wall there at the end of the Conrad Straight. How has this managed to happen? So he's made it through the chase successfully, but heading into the penultimate corner, something has gone awry. No, he hasn't made it through successfully. Okay. So that's what happened. And he keeps it out of the tire barrier. Just got close. All right. Not too bad then. Rejoins the track very safely. Bit of a three-way fight here. We have Bruno Pio's teammate and a hydrate for Pio. Yeah, Pio's going to, like I said before, need a stiff hydration after that one. Actually, I don't think... Bruno, you're not 18, are you? Are you? How old are you? You don't need to answer, obviously, but... Oh, no! Wilson Fernandez! Oh. You mention his name and he gets cursed. Oh, no. We're going to ride on board with Wilson here. This is a replay, so we got a front row of the side-by-side action. That's going to be Stefan Buckley getting by the McLaren number 95 there of Kevin Yu. And wow, just a misjudgment of speed from Wilson. He had to correct there. Put it in the wall or put it in the back of Kevin.
Yeah, a bit of a weird mistake, but maybe the pressure's getting to him.
Do I know your age, Vadik? Yeah, you're like 20 to 23. I can't remember. You're my age. I think you're younger than me, if I remember right, but not by much.
Oh, okay.
Right?
400.
You're 19? Okay, I was close. I don't know what I said, Ryan, but it sounds like you gotta get your mind out of the gutter, buddy. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what I said, though. An energy being thrown the way of the Nissan GTR. That's, of course, going to be Stefan Buckley, currently in P11, trying to work his way into the top 10 again.
Yeah, I was just spotting that on the onboard that we have from Wilson Fernandez. The replay, it saw Stefan Buckley in P11. I was like, what a drive for such an forgotten car, off meta. He's just doing an insane drive because here it's already 6 positions up, and P11 is here with this grid, this level of racecraft, let's say. Just very good, very insane. Also, despite his age.
Now, Dan, I know we didn't get a full onboard lap redemption here, but why don't we get a little bit of an onboard lap from Wilson Fernandez?
See, he's pretty close, Kevin Yu here. He wants the position. And sometimes having tow at the top of the mountain may be questionable. You have that dirty air, and it's gonna mess you up real quick. It's coming to the downhill here, into the dipper. He's looking for it. We see Stefan Buckley, Kevin Yu approaching very quickly onto the hairpin here, Forrester's edge. Forrester's elbow. Onto the corner straight. He does not have enough speed for the overtake of the chase, but he's still looking for it. 2 tenths separate both cars. Oh, maybe he wants it. And they're going side by side. No, that's not enough. He backs out. Can you keep the position? And for Murray's corner. Yeah, that's going to be a 4.8. Still into the fight.
Ricardo Sapien trying to have a challenge onto Professor Chronotis. Now that is a bold challenge onto the outside of Quarry Bend. Is he going to make it work, though? Oh my goodness, he tries to stick with it. He doesn't make it happen, which, I mean, no surprise there. That was an ambitious move by any stretch of the imagination. Almost makes it stick, though. Ricardo Sapien clearly has the pace there over Professor Chronotis. In fact, 4 tenths quicker last lap than Chronotis. As they go through the mountain, though, no overtaking opportunities are going to be arising here.
Yes, we see Vadik and Shed getting a little bit freaky. Maybe if it gets me faster with my pace, come on.
Also, Zane Bliskett joining us, and so is Wet Socks. In fact, I feel like that's a driver that we haven't seen in a while now that I think about it. Where's Provolone been? Jason Provolone has been missing.
Yeah. Wait, no, what? He's in P9.
He's in this race, everybody. Ricardo Sapien trying to make the overtake onto Professor Chronotis. Now onto the outside again. That's his favorite line. It's going to turn to the inside, though, and he does get it done. Jason Provolone behind in P9.
Oh yeah, Ricardo Sapien, no wonder he got that overtake because he is running a zero wing setup. He shared some screenshots of it, and yeah, it's no orthodox setup, let's say.
I still can't. Sorry, Jason. I completely missed you, to be honest. I didn't know you were in here. The number 82 driver, it ain't easy being cheesy, you know, and that's sort of the, that's just, I'm sure he's used to that sort of thing. We also have Wilson Fernandez currently battling with the likes of Kevin Yu. Now, Wilson Fernandez is currently the second quickest car in a straight line at 288 kph. I have no idea what Ollie Raza and Wilson Fernandez, as well as Ricardo Sapien, to be fair, have done to their cars, but they are absolutely rockets in a straight line. I do have a sneaking suspicion, though, what they did. I may not know exactly, but I think it involves chopping off every bit of wing that's available. As we have it, though, one pit stop needs to be served. G. Steven is coming to a stop on track, has to get turned the right way, facing down the cutting. That's never what you want to see. I'm assuming this is a bit too much throttle and a rear end pitch. As you can see, oh, it loses it. Bit of a tank slapper, actually. Tried to correct it, wasn't able to do so. And a very sketchy spot. Luckily, nobody on track around him.
Oh my.
Wilson currently battling with Kevin. Has the run, but does he have the move? It looks like he's going to go for the inside. It's going to turn to the out, but he is fully ahead by the time they reach corner entry. Properly carrying the speed through here. Drivers, though, starting to separate a little bit. It is to be said, we're only half hour into this race. Not even, actually. We're only 20 minutes into this race. The field spread's starting to spread out a little bit. Drew Burakovsky having a bit of an issue with a back marker, it seems. That's actually Ashley Forrester making it by, though. Hinders the charge to Anton Wass. Anton in the CJ Engine Works AMG, the Canadian driver. Last lap, a 2:03.9. Now compared to our leader, that was a 2:02.5. Ollie Raza, though, on a different pace. Oof, a little bit of brush of the wall there for Anton. Needs to be careful in the future. Checking now back to Wilson, though, as he tries to negotiate the mountain again. Stefan Buckley, the car in front, tough to overtake here. The Nissan GTR is already quite wide. It is known as Godzilla, of course. And now trying to overtake basically two cars in width is going to be much tougher here at Bathurst.
But I think it would be pretty easy when it comes to the back straight, Mike, because Quinn Smith's, at least the setup that he got, he's 6 kilometers per hour faster than Buckley.
But he's a bit too far away.
Too hard.
Seems to struggle to keep that gap consistent as they go down the mountain. Maybe that extra downforce for Stefan Buckley helping as they go down. Of course, he is able to pull about a half a second gap. Wilson is reeling him in, but he's just not able to get close enough by the time they reach the apex. He's going to go for it to the inside. Is going to have to back out of it, though. Stefan Buckley takes to the escape. Is he going to hand that position back? No, he stays ahead, it looks like. No, he is going to hand that position. Okay.
We thought Wilson Fernandez had backed out, but no, that was the breaking point. Stefan Buckley just overcooked that a bit.
Uh-oh, Darren Thomas. Yellow flag in the first corner. What's happened here? That's Kronotis. He's with onto the rumble strips. Too much throttle.
Ooh.
That's odd for the BMW.
Yeah, for such a stable car.
You definitely don't expect to see that. It might have been a setup issue or something. That was a very aggressive oversteer snap straight into the barrier. You don't see that from the BMW really ever. Drew Burakovsky, the Fuchsia competition car, the lead Fuchsia competition in P5. 11 laps down the books. Plenty more to go here tonight as we have 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 55 seconds left with the number 87 car with a yellow flag. That's Stefano Rinaldi. It seems like this track is more here the drivers versus the track more than the drivers versus each other, Dan.
Yes. Claims victims left and right. Just insane.
Haven't seen too much contact in terms of drivers pushing each other off, drivers, driving into the back of other ones. We've seen a little bit of it, but it's really just been the case of, a little bit too much loud pedal here and a little bit too little brakes there.
Darren Thomas carrying that damage. Not much top end speed there on the straight.
Also, John
Eric,
Hawley.
I'm just gonna point out here, Eric is doing an incredible drive here. P3 just through sheer consistency and pace, and keeping himself out of trouble. You see the Lamborghini, 0 damage.
That's a surprise for Eric.
I was trying to avoid that comment.
I'll say it. No, but John also pointing that out in chat. Welcome, John, first off. But yeah, Eric looking strong for a podium tonight. Can he keep it up? He's been practicing Bathurst, hammering in the hours, and it's showing. I think he is doing an endurance race with the Crazy Rabbits guys. I think Carlos Guzman, as well as, I'm not actually sure who else, but Carlos, I know, being on the team there in a 12-hour Bathurst race, and he's been putting in work for it. It shows. But as John also pointing out, it's early. Oh no, Stefano Rinaldi. Nicely done, though. Eric just gets on the brakes and says, I don't want to think about what to do here. And says, I don't care about Lawrence Dubé. Lawrence is also, this is Lawrence's first ever SimGrid race, by the way, in P2. What are the ancient colors of each fuchsia? You have orange, purple, green, and blue. Light blue. Right? Or like cyan.
Orange, purple, green, blue?
Is that right, Vadik?
Can we get a show?
Oh, pink. I missed pink, clearly. What's Jace's color? Jace is orange, is he not?
No, oh, that's, I think Steven. Steven is...
Oh, I think you're right. Steven is orange, yeah. So that means that he's green. Jace is green. Yellow. Oh, I was wrong completely. I forgot about yellow. Was he green in a previous season? Uh-oh. CJ Engine has found the... Looks like a picnic spot on the outside of the track. Oh, Vadik is green. Okay. Such a pedestrian crash once again.
Oh. Not something you want to do while trying to recover.
DJ into the pits. Drew is red. I forgot about that. I was like close-ish. I think I got 50%, you know. It's not really that close. Stefania Blaskovic being a thorn in the side here of Burakovsky and Sapien. Does get out of the way on the mountain. It's a tricky spot to make a move out of the way there, but she does manage to do so. Allowing the two to fight on for P5. Oh my, that's Stefano Rinaldi just diving to the outside.
A little bit too much.
Yes. as there's pretty much only one line through Forest Elbow. If you take any other one, it will result in you doing exactly that. John Hawley on a 15-stream streak. That's awesome. You know, John, we were going over it earlier. There's a couple statistics here. I'm not sure if you were there with that, but we have a yearly recap that Twitch has provided. They've just kind of went into their database and compiled a bunch of raw data and made it nice and accessible for us. And some fun facts. Viewers alone, you guys have watched 14,000 hours of the Trackalicious stream this year. Now, how many days is that? 14K hours to days. That's 583 days of watch time alone this year from you guys. I mean, that is just incredible. Thank you all so much for that alone. In 134 streams, nonetheless. 550 clips have been made. That's super cool. Keep those clips up, guys. I love seeing all of the clips that you guys post. I look at all of them after the stream, so definitely please keep those up. 45,000 chat messages sent. Just some incredible statistics here. Honestly, just a testament to you guys. 1,000+ followers in this year alone. But once again, just chat. You guys are amazing. Thank you all. Hope you're all having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, and holiday season as well. And just had a lovely year. You know, I know it's been a tough year for some, but obviously, hope everyone's making the best of their current situations. And enjoying some racing here tonight on a lovely Sunday night. At least that's what I'm doing. Steven's livery is just a different carbon so that you can't get in the game? What do you mean? Banner is where it says Fanatec at the top. I'm not sure what you mean. Orange on the banner. Oh, I see what you're saying. On the front windshield. Interesting. You're right. You can't do that anymore, huh? That's what you're talking about. As if we were to head over to Drew Burakovsky's car, we don't see that. Interesting. Wet Socks, thank you so much. Once again, you in particular also with your support. The Provolone fan base as well. Though I may have forgot that Jason Provolone is in this race, you can never forget the Stinky Cheese Man. Jason's also sitting pretty right now. He's actually in P13, who's P2 in our pit stop runners currently. As the pit stop phase, though, is going to start to come underway. It's a bit early. Still have another 10 minutes before we start to see the cars really start to pile in, but about half the field has made their stops thus far.
Yeah, I'd say stopping now is just enough with the fuel situation to finish the race with. But you won't finish with much rubber on the tires because, yeah, that's 57 minutes to go.
Yeah, the drivers that pit early, they're going to be suffering from that as well. As we have pretty much every driver making a tire change. I'm seeing some pretty abysmal pit timings, though, to be fair. Professor Carnota's 37 seconds stationary. Same with Jason Provolone, 54 or 52 seconds for Darren Thomas. I'm assuming there's some damage repairs involved here.
Oh, yeah, and one driver that I was expecting to be coming in already is Christian Rousseau, because he has a lot of damage. His top speed is what? Check, we're processing 276. That's 12 kph below.
Yeah, definitely not ideal. Granted, Ali Raza actually has been caught up. Wilson Fernandez has somehow found a more straight line speed. I don't know how he's managed that. But fair play there to the Audi, matching the 296 in the straight line. That is Very quick. Also, the material of the Fuchsia competition livery isn't matte or satin. It's fully custom, so you're telling me that it's fuchsia. It's the fuchsia style. Taking a look here at lap times, Dan, and as well as the gaps, Lawrence Dubé lapping even with Ollie Raza at 2.5 seconds to the gap.
Yeah, so keeping that consistency will be key until the end. Actually, if Lawrence is bold enough to do what I think he's doing, because no one would expect, but the Mercedes is very efficient when it comes to fuel. All you need to do is put it on map 2 and you can pretty much do this race with a whole tank. Yeah, he's using map 1. Yeah. So he may be coming in late, different strategy from Ollie. We'll have to see. But the Merc may be efficient, but there's still something to play with the Ferrari as well. I would say they're toe-to-toe here. I really want to see what the strategy will be. So hard to tell. Lawrence being a new name here, or in SimGrid even, just I don't know what to expect.
I mean, nobody does. He's kind of the dark horse here, and he's doing an incredible job in his debut race as well. Dubé on his debut.
I would dare say he may be an SRA driver, because SRA doesn't use SimGrid.
Yes, I was.
He has eSports on the team name. So
I was kind of thinking that. Maybe drives LFM, drives with something. I mean, you know, SRA, some form of other motorsports. As Lawrence isn't new to sim racing, I can tell you that much. As that is Darren Thomas Snoopy that he's about to lap, which is saying something. Darren actually quite a bit out of position, to be fair, but uh-oh. What has happened to Ricardo? Sapien at the top of the mountain. Looking all right so far. Ooh, just too much speed. Hits the wall very hard. Is the back end going to clip? No. Keeps it facing the right way. A nice little pirouette. Only some front end damage being had there for Ricardo. Now, I'd imagine we're going to see him come into the pits pretty soon.
Yeah, the McLaren is not looking very showroom certified.
The wheel seems to be in the right way. It's always a positive. Yeah, not quite there on the straight line speed, though. And I'm assuming into the pits we go. Yes. Okay, here we go. Good call from Ricardo, in my opinion. Also, BMW Z4 engine and automation today. That's sweet. That's like actually dope. Vadik, I'm assuming you want to be like some sort of engineer in your future, if I had to guess. Are you going to school? Casey Schutte also, Dan, currently sitting in 6th position.
Yeah, what a recovered drive, because, not trying to put some wood on the fire, I'm sorry, Vadik, but that incident with Casey Schutte, we saw Casey dropping until like, what, P20? And now he's in P6? That is insane. That's a lot of consistency from that incident until now.
Used to go to school. Oh, okay. Interesting. Auto Tech. Awesome. That's super cool. One driver here that I wanted to take note of, Wilson Fernandez. 19 positions gained so far. Now, he does need to take a pit stop, but still, that is a testament to Wilson's true pace there for the Brazilian driver.
He's up 19 positions from start. He did not qualify. Well, granted that he still needs to pit.
With 20 seconds separating him and Burakovsky, that's going to be a tough one to make up, but still, there's plenty of time on the board here. We're almost halfway through this race. We should start to see the drivers come in for their stops. Relative, I mean, we're going to start to, not everybody, obviously not everyone in at once. But this is where we're going to start to see drivers come in. I see we have Stefan Buckley and Bruno Pio is back in the race. I hope we'll see him back out on track. I don't highly doubt him. He rejoined the race. I hope he seems. I mean, I'd love to see him make a checkered flag. Of course, this is the final race of the championship. You got to at least make the checkered.
Wilson Fernandez, I saw that his front bumper is not exactly pristine, but his top speed on the speed trap is tied with Oli Rada, 288.
His lap times are not slacking either. He's quicker than Burakovsky in front of him, so not too much of an issue there to be had. He's back down the Conrad straight. Oli Raza dominating so far, but Lawrence Dubé, a driver that we haven't seen. Can he pull a cat out of a hat? Or will he stay in P2 for the rest of this race? I'm not sure. He's kept the gap so consistent. I don't know if there's more in the tank for the AMG here, or if this is all he's got. I presume, though, with that consistency, that Lawrence has to be saving something. Saving pace, saving tires, saving fuel, something along those lines, because he's not closing the gap up to Oli Raza, but he's also not losing it whatsoever. And that also might mean that he's just comfortable. Able to work Oli Raza a little bit later, just wants to work together for now and pull more of a lead, as they only have... Well, they have 18 and a half seconds to Eric Gakassian, who's in P3. Eric's looking to finish with a strong result here tonight. If he doesn't do what G. Steven just did, which is make an error at some point during this race. Let's take a look at what happened to Steven. Wow! Ice skating rink there.
Oh my. Yeah, good thing it was just before the pit entry.
And Wilson Fernandez does decide that enough's enough and decides to come in this lap with that damage. We also have, of course, we have the car that we just saw, the Fuchsia there of Steven coming in. And a full onboard lap from Eric the Boss Gakassian. We'll pick up with that next time around if he doesn't come into the pits. That one being from Jacob Church. Looking here at Drew Burakovsky, the current challenger to Eric, 6.5 seconds behind. As our leader is coming through the chase now. Eric, with a bit of work to do if he wants any sort of any higher positions than this. But like I said before, I don't think Eric expects any higher positions. I don't think he expects to be where he is currently, but he'll take it.
Yeah, what a show from Eric. Definitely a contrast to his other races this season.
I mean, he hasn't faced the wrong way at any point in this race, so it's an absolute net positive for everybody. Why don't we hop on board, though, with Eric the Boss Gakassian now coming across the line, or coming across the final corner to begin lap 21. Hell corner, 90 degrees to the left. Looking for your braking marker. Extremely late here, deceptively late around that 50 board. Tilts it in nicely to get back onto the throttle. There's some lap traffic to deal with here soon enough. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, assuming we don't get there during the squiggly bits of the mountain sector. Though looking like we may catch him in exactly that area. And now up Quarry Bend, third gear. Hesitation there on the throttle for Eric. Accelerating though back up, getting on that loud pedal nicely. Now the cutting straightens the car out nicely before getting onto those brakes. Very hard to quickly turn that car back in. It's a very tricky corner. Have to brake in as straight of a line as possible. Now looking to get as close as you can to the ultimate wall. Stays a good bit away. Definitely not quite a hot lap pace there from Eric. Lift of the throttle, heading down through McVillamy Park. And now through Skyline towards the Dipper, getting on the brakes early, trying not to lock that rear axle up. So easy to do at the top of the mountain. Heading down towards Forest Elbow. Might be a little bit of a slipstream to be had here from Steven. Lap time about half a tenth off of our best lap currently. Coming now onto the 1.1 mile flat out bit of the Conrad Straight. You can see the blue flags not being waved anymore as G. Steven, oh, they're still being waved. G. Steven, though, just in that range. Will have to be another lap before we can make it by there, but still providing us with a nice little hole in the air. Back onto the throttle now for one more corner. Eric, I gotta say, into the pits actually. We'll follow along with his pit entry. Whoa, overcooks it. This is why you practice your pit entry. Gets it stopped though in time and got the pit limiter on with an automatic pit limiter, interestingly there from Eric. No manual pit limiter being used.
Does he usually use a manual pit limiter?
No, I just feel like manual pit limiter is the superior way to go, that's all.
Oh my god.
As it assures you that it's coming on before you reach the line, which means you can slow down quicker. I think using a manual pit lane is the best bet. Ollie Raza is in, Eric is in, Lawrence is in. All of our top three in. Lawrence is out. And Lawrence is out ahead of Ollie Raza. No, he's not. Ollie Raza is out. And still in the lead. Eric is looking to retain that P3. It seems that all the drivers taking tires. No surprises there. Jason Provolone and Professor Chronotis. This is their time to shine, heading up towards the towards the chase. The Porsche 992 in that slipstream, trying to make a move onto Chronotis.
And the Porsche, not a car you would expect to have a high top end speed, but here we are. The magic of having a tow.
Is Jason all over the back there of Chronotis as we come on to the start-finish straight. Gonna think about a look into the first corner, but not quite really there. Chronotis is deep. That's gonna give a great opportunity. Jason Provolone gonna be fully alongside now, coming down the mountain straight, heading towards Quarry Bend. He should be fully ahead, and it looks like he is.
Done and dusted.
Chronotis, though, on the inside, he can go late enough onto the brakes to still challenge this, but that would be quite the ambitious challenge from Chronotis if he was to. And the Stinky Cheese in chat being represented there, Jason Provolone with a lovely overtake. Unfortunately for us, that was the closest battle on track. By quite a margin, actually. Seems we've had some very large separation here at Bathurst.
And with all the damage collected overall on the grid, past the bid time, repairs were done. The grids just spread apart, and now we just have a few fights. That's the nature of Mount Panorama.
It's all about survival here tonight. Professor Cronotis trying to survive in the slipstream of Jason Provolone. Seems Provolone definitely has the pace. Exactly 2 seconds quicker last lap. A 2:04.702 to a 2:06.702 between the two of the drivers. Also, Anton Wass catching Eric Gagosian. Did Eric make a mistake on this lap? I don't know. Or is Anton just that much quicker? Anton?
Or maybe it was a problem in the pits? Maybe the pit entry, the pit stop itself?
No.
The box stop?
No, we look great. No, Eric had a very, actually, one of the, I'm not even joking, he has actually one of the best pit stops in the field, if not the best pit stop in the field. So.
What about Anton?
He's very average. I'd say he's actually, Anton is a second slower. Half a second slower in the pit phase, so not really anything to shake a stick at.
That's surprising.
Actually, yeah, about 1 second. 1 second slower in the pits for Anton, so that could have made the difference as well. But Eric, yeah, gonna be under pressure soon enough, it seems. We'll see what sort of lap times Eric has as he is fresh out of the pits. His last lap, a 3:01. That's obviously not representative of his time. But as the AMG comes rumbling now onto the Conrad straight, we'll ride along with them for a little bit. CJ Engine Works, number 99. As it looks like there may have been a braking board that has been taken out. That is never ideal, especially in one of the highest speed corners on the track.
Especially when it's basically the only reference you can get on the chase.
Thankfully, the important one is still there, but the 150 board being gone, it can always throw in a little wrench into the equation. Am I supposed to brake there? I don't know, and that hesitation can really cause just the little nitty-gritty details to be ironed out here in these races. Do you go too deep into the corner and into the barrier, or do you make the corner properly? Also, Ricardo Sapien resumes side-by-side with Professor Cronotis. Cronotis, inside line to be had, gives enough room, though, to Ricardo Sapien. Ricardo keeps his foot in and it sticks with it. Cronotis gets it done for now. Takes the position back. Ricardo Sapien a solid 2 seconds faster last lap, and he still lost the position. Coming back, though, at Cronotis, heading into the quarry bend. Outside line being taken. He's made this move before. Can he do it again? Looks like he's going to stick with it. Bit of a wobble from both cars, but not going to happen just yet. As we hop on board here, Dan, Ricardo Sapien is pushing Cronotis here to another limit.
And he's putting the Nause to good work, definitely. Yeah, he's been playing too much iRacing recently. Those iRacing overtaking strategies don't really work here in ACC.
Such a conservative line being taken from Ricardo as he just has, well, a car in front of him and he can't really carry much more speed through. Very patient, though, is the Mexican driver. Now getting on the throttle, Cronotis with a terrible exit onto the Conrad. This should be it. Cronotis takes to the outside line. It looks like he's not even going to fight this, really.
Yeah, we saw the side of that Ferrari a bit of a scraped. Has seen better days.
We'll see if Cronotis can come back at Ricardo Sapien. I wouldn't put it past him. We also have Christian Rousseau in the Melted Jolly Rancher Racing, battling with Darren Thomas and his Christmas livery there, the BMW.
Yeah, both fully repaired cars this time around, because they both suffered damage on the first end.
Christian remaining stationary for 70 seconds in the pit lane. That was quite a bit of damage he had picked up. Also, looking at pit timings, it seems that every driver has allotted new tires, which that is not a surprise. Oh my. Wilson Fernandez is getting by Professor Cronotis now. Where did Wilson come from? What the heck?
Ricardo Sapien also went through.
Oh, we caught that one. We caught Ricardo Sapien getting by.
No, getting by Wilson?
I don't know what Wilson's doing here, to be completely honest. I have no idea how he's managed to find himself in this position. So, I don't know. I think he was behind Cronotis.
Oh.
So, I don't think Ricardo actually made an overtake. He is going to be trying to make an overtake, though, onto Jason Provolone next.
Wilson's delta is only 1/10 below. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
I didn't think Wilson was that far back. But, I mean, he did start in the back of the field. Ricardo Sapien. Going to try to take a bite out of the cheese. Does he have here? Takes to the inside for the first part of the corner, but it's going to open to the outside in the second part. Doesn't matter. Ricardo Sapien firmly ahead. Christian Rousseau going to be the next one that's looking to make any sort of move here. A little bit too far behind this time, though. Or is he?
Oh.
Send and a half.
Wow. Oh, okay. It does not keep the position, but...
Unfortunately, the corner having to turn back to the outside there, but very close and a good advantageous look from Christian Rousseau. Not able to make anything happen, though.
It was a bold move. Very respectful for that. Brave one.
Also, up at the front, the gap is the same that we were just watching. Christian Rousseau and Darren Thomas to Lawrence Dubé and Ali Raza. The battle for the lead here about to happen. Jason Provolone has elected to come into the pits. Make his pit stop, I suppose.
What? What? We just saw him.
That's his second pit stop of the night that he's made. Interesting. Not sure what that was about.
Did he actually stop or was that a drive-through?
I'm not seeing a drive-through on the board, but it looked like he just drove through, yeah. Looking at his timing, he was stationary for 10 seconds. So, no, he did make a stop.
Okay. Did he not have enough fuel till the end?
I don't know. Sure. That sounds maybe possible. Energy being thrown the way there of Darren Thomas. He's going to need it as he is under some massive pressure right now from Christian Rousseau. The cameraman can't even keep up there at such a battle. Also want to keep a close eye, though, on that P1 development. Oh, my goodness. Terrible line from Christian Rousseau. A little bit late on the brakes. Not going to help his charge, but he sticks with the gap, keeps it consistent. Not going to be gaining, though, down the Conrad. Everyone loves a Bimmer. That's true. Oh, here we go. Inside line to be had for the first part. Ooh. Christian Rousseau is gone.
Seems like Darren Thomas just muted it. Ooh.
It did. It seemed that way. I won't lie. Very surprised if that is the case, though. The BMW, though, one of the coolest cars in the game is, of course, it has the inline 6, a 4.4 liter twin turbo. No, that's the V8, excuse me. It's just a single turbo, isn't it? Don't know. 3.0 liter twin turbo, inline 6. There we go. Has 2 turbos.
I just wish it sounded like the exterior sound, at least. It sounded like more like real life, because it's so meaty for some reason in real life for an inline 6.
And it looked like Darren let him by, though we see Christian Rousseau under some massive pressure immediately from Darren, so I'm not sure if that was necessarily a gentlemanly drive there from Darren. I think he just had a bit of a mistake, as he did right there. In fact, I think he had a clip of the barrier through the cutting. Tricky stuff here at Bathurst. We've completed 28 laps so far. Fatigue could be a factor coming into play here. As we take a look up at our front runners again, this is Lawrence Dubé. We'll hop on board with him for a little bit. As he rides along here in the mountain. Bit of a roller coaster ride here, so buckle up, everybody. This is, of course, the up, down, ever-changing, undulating curves of the top of the mountain. Now at Skyline to begin the descent. Down to second gear, down to first gear, back up short shift for traction into second. Now to climb the gears again, down to the Audi cutting, where we're going to have to go down at least one, down to 2 gears, in fact, through the Forest Elbow. I said Audi cutting, I meant to say Forest Elbow. .3 seconds, though, is the gap. Not really gaining much at all onto Ali Raza. This is also down the Conrad Straight. G. Steven getting by Stefania Blaskovic, but can Stefania stick it to him back into the apex? As they're approaching the right-hander on the Conrad, it seems no, Stefania has to yield. Lawrence there, kicking up some dirt. Maybe overdriving the AMG at this stage in the race. I'm not sure. Is it the time 2:01.7? So it's quicker lap times for Lawrence than Ollie. Though the gap doesn't seem to be closing, Dan.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Lawrence Dubé, 2:01.7. I was just trying to get that information because it is so surprising that Lawrence is pulling that kind of pace with the Mercedes, because my team and I, of course, have run the Mercedes for quite a while, mainly enduros and also on Mount Panorama. Running traction control and ABS on 2 here is unheard of. It is so slidey, it's such a slidey car, and there must be some heavy tweaks on the setup here, or maybe 1.9, the 1.9 version did something with the car, because good lord, it's so low for what the Merc needs to be tamed with. You can see the skill.
You know, it's interesting with the whole traction control, anti-locking brakes, and engine map meta. I was actually talking with Ali Raza about this recently. There's a lot of exploits in this game, which you, for lack of a better term, I'm not sure you would necessarily call them that. They're obviously not cheating. But certain things, like, for example, is it, you just turn your traction control off in the McLaren Evo 2, and it's basically like putting it in overdrive mode. It's slightly more unstable, but overall it's just a better car. And I think there's other cars that you put max TC on. There's a lot of weird stuff in terms of, I know, like, setup changes. You maximize, what is the max tire pressure? That's the one in the wet. For anyone that doesn't know, if you in this current version, if you just max your tire pressure in the wet, you're basically going to be about a second quicker than any other setup. So, you know, there's just some weird things in 1.9 that have come out since then, and maybe Lawrence has found one of those things that's worked for him. Like I say, I'm not saying that's cheating at all. Any driver is able to use any game feature to their advantage. It's just whether or not, you know, you put in the homework or not to learn them.
If it's in the game, can't call it cheating.
Also, one bigly, what happened? I don't know what happened.
I think it was the overtake Thomas. We're so ahead of Thomas.
Oh, okay. A little bit slow here tonight. Apologies, everyone. Quinn Smith has found the diffuser of CJ engine. Now, this is presumably going to be the last overtake Quinn Smith is going to make in this race, so he needs to make it a good one. The next car, 73 seconds up the road, Devin Anthony, isn't able to get it done in the chase. Now heading down towards Murray's corner, has to take the outside line again. CJ doing a great job of forcing the defensive there, or forcing the offensive line out of Quinn Smith, going defensive, but it's not enough. Quinn just holds it onto the outside. A stellar overtake there onto CJ engine.
Yeah, I must say, what a recovered drive from Quinn Smith. Just seeing that he was in P23 with a lap 1 mistake and including a return to garage. Yeah, P15. What a drive.
True testament there to Quinn Smell. Quinn Smell. Yes, definitely. Quinn's a smelly guy, in case anyone is. Quinn Skill, everyone. But 71 seconds is the car up the road. So, looking tough to make any more gains here for Quinn Smith. Lawrence still keeping that gap very tight at 1 to 1.5 seconds, not letting it slip and not really closing it either. Like I say, I'm not sure if this is intentional or if this is just what Lawrence has in the tank, as it seems that every time I look over, Lawrence is quicker, lap after lap after lap, but that gap isn't changing.
Verçosa seemed to have had a burst of pace when we weren't looking, and he did a 201.5, snagging the fastest lap back.
As we go down the mountain again, Lawrence in the AMG. 1.5 seconds. Every single driver has made their one mandatory pit stop here tonight, so we are all green to the end. Eric Gakassian as well in a podium sitting position, something that I don't think I've said in a very long time, especially in a GT3 race. He needs to hold it together, is getting involved with back markers now. That is when you really could have your race flipped on its head immediately, and really without even knowing. I mean, it just takes a mistake from the driver in front of you is all it takes to end your race.
Yeah, you can see the gap from end to Walls going down 10th by 10th. And Ashley Forrester needs to yield, so he doesn't need to beat this fight.
Also, everybody in chat here cheering Eric along. You hear that, Eric? I know you're listening. You got literally 15 people in chat rooting for you to not bin it. Let's see some energy for Eric Gakassian, everybody. Anton Wass, though, that is him in the rearview mirror. That is for position as well. The 45 car has had a bit of an error. That was G. Steven, unfortunately. There we go. The energy rolling in for Eric. He needs it. As we ride along the Armenian driver, under pressure, Anton Wass will hop on board with the AMG. Now he's running 3 traction control, 3 ABS. Slightly different to Lawrence Dubé. Sharpenberry as well, thank you. Sure, I don't actually have that much monster left. It's like empty. I'm going to hold it. We're going to go with water. He's listening. He flashed his headlights. I didn't see it. I missed that. A good spot. And more energy from Severius, John Hawley. Thank you all. Eric, he's good. Like I say, he needs it. He needs it. 1 second, though, is the gap, Anton. But that's Stefania Blaskovic getting there in the way of Eric Gakassian at a very inopportune time. tries to get out of the way as well. That's going to slow Eric down and putting Anton right onto the bumper. Oh no, Stefania's lost it at the bottom and catches some air as well. Stefania a little bit pressured, I think, to get out of the way. That's very unfortunate. Being a blue flag is such a stressful thing when you're on the mountain like that. You just want to get out of the way, but you need to remember you're entitled to your own race. They cannot barge by you, and just because they're in a battle does not mean that you have to give up that racetrack.
Exactly. I have seen leagues that forbid blue flaggers to yield on the mountain. This is not the case with TRACKILICIOUS, but yeah.
And John Hawley saying that I think that Eric is quicker. Actually, Anton is quicker at a 2:03.6 in the previous lap, 2:05. And looking at the fastest laps, you are correct, though. Eric has the faster overall lap at a 2:02.4 compared to a 2:02.7. But we're looking at current pace right now, and it seems like Eric a little bit on the back foot here coming on to lap 33.
Yeah, but you can see there's 41 seconds of clean air now, with no traffic whatsoever.
What has happened to Drew? The cameraman. The cameraman doesn't even know. It's a slow What? That was the slowest and most depressing reveal I've ever seen of a crash.
That pretty much turned into a livery showcase.
It really did. That's another Fuchsia competition car down the drain there, unfortunately. I think we have one left on track in G. Steven. Drew, it's on for a good finish as well. That promotes Ricardo Sapien up into 6th. Wilson Fernandez into 7th, and so on. Now Ollie here. Getting closed in. Lawrence Dubé. Is this the time that he pulls the trigger? Has he just been really storing that pace and waiting to unleash it for the closing minutes? And Eric with clean track ahead of him, it does seem that he is pulling away from Anton. But as you said, John, it just takes one little mistake, one tire slightly too far onto the grass, one missed braking zone, and that race will be pretty much done and dusted, or that position at the very least will be gone for Eric. Lawrence is really piling it on, though, Dan.
Yeah, that's an overtake on the mountain is not something you want to do, especially when it's a fight for the victory. And you know what? I would have loved to see Lawrence from the very start of the season, because that pace against Ali Raza would have been just insane to watch.
Yeah, that would have been a real fight to see. And unfortunately, like Skylar Lovrink as well, putting up an amazing fight, but we didn't get to see him in the final few races. Love to see that rivalry resume in the future in the next GT3 championship. Oh my goodness, Eric Gagassian and Anton Wass side by side. Eric able to hold on now, but they're about to begin their ascent up the mountain. I think Anton had a look into the elbow, or into Forest Elbow. No, excuse me, into Quarry Bend. Is going to be able to be relieved for now, barring any mistakes. Look how conservative of a line they're taking through the entrance there, too. About 2 feet away from that wall they're being. Of course, in qualifying, you're looking to be about 2 inches away, not even. Is Eric down the mountain, not placing the car wrong whatsoever. Lawrence now, coming on to lap 35. Are we going to see a change in the lead? Is Ollie Raza last lap, 2:02.1 for Lawrence, or excuse me, 2:02.1 for Lawrence, a 2:01.8 for Ollie. So Ollie was quicker, but the gap is closed. That just is not making any sense to me. I mean, they're just driving basically even, more or less, this entire time. Anton closing up, but not close enough. Going to begin the next lap, though, fairly tight to the bumper of Eric Gagassian. Still, half a second and losing time, actually. Eric seems very strong in Sector 3. CJ seems very strong in Sector 1. So it's going to be where CJ needs to capitalize on any mistakes that Eric has. As this might be Eric's first podium finish in the GT3 League, if I'm not mistaken. See if we can get a... I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, by a mile. Literally by a mile. His best finish in this championship is P11. So if he can turn this around and finish the season off with a podium, he'll be looking really strong for the 2024 season to come. Anton getting very out of shape, pushing the limits there just a bit. Now, is he gonna overdrive that car? Long way to go. Commentator's curse. Sharpenberry. It's gonna be your fault now. It's gonna be your fault now. More than that's one of our only battles on track. We also have, of course, the Aliraza battle, getting caught up in some back markers now. That's Ashley Forrester taking the inside line, letting those two by. Lawrence, though, 4/10 behind, coming around the first corner. Ollie a bit out of shape, but so is Lawrence. Vadik, you're back. You heard Drew died. Yep. Yep. Unfortunately, that is the case. One Fushikar standing in this race tonight.
And the back marker is very respectable, recognizing what this fight means here. Not taking any chances on impeding this. What this is settling with. Who was the Ferrari?
I'm not sure.
What Ferrari are we looking at?
I think he's talking about the Ferrari that got involved with Drew, but I'm not sure who it was. I don't know.
It was either Stefano Blaskovic or...
Might have been Stefano. I think it was Stefano or Nolly, if I'm not mistaken. But honestly, I don't remember, so I'm not going to place any... I just don't know. Vadik, I wouldn't go that far just yet. There's 14 minutes left to go. The back marker is being pretty easily dispatched here of Jason Provolone. Is Jason Provolone going to help Ollie Raza?
Please, you.
So Ollie on the outside here. Flash of the headlights from Dubé. Into the braking zone, though, you can see Provolone kind of holds Dubé up a little bit. I don't think Dubé is going to be too happy with that. He does get by, though, under braking. I don't think he was taking no for an answer. Also, a bit of relief from Eric Gakasi, as Anton has slipped behind by 2.5 seconds. The Armenian driver has 13 minutes left to not put a wheel wrong. Vadik, stop.
Oh my god.
I hate...
It's always by the end of the race.
We'll keep an eye on the Lawrence and Ollie battle, as it is the closest.
Well, yeah, Anton was 8/10 slower than Eric this lap.
And seemingly falling behind even more, so I think the pace... Anton might have used whatever he had left in the tank there.
Yeah, Eric is just reaching the uphill.
I know I mentioned it before that there was about a 17-second gap between Wilson and Ricardo, and I didn't think Wilson would be catching anyone. Well, I was wrong. 1.8 seconds, and Ricardo Sapien going to be firmly under pressure very soon. Wilson Fernandez is flying through the field here tonight.
Yeah, it was nearly a whole second faster than Sapien this lap. It's very, very, very focused at this race. And what a shame for him not qualifying. Imagine what his pace would be had he gotten his lap done.
Also, thank you very much, Vadik, I think. That's a very odd way of putting it. But thank you. What a lovely compliment. It's such an odd way. Vadik, I'm not sure that translates like one-to-one, but I get what you mean and I appreciate it. At least I think I get what you mean, unless you are just being literal, which it wouldn't surprise me from you. And Devin Anthony, a car that I don't think we've mentioned once yet. Had a bit of a yellow flag there. Currently is behind Casey Schutte in P5. Well, on a different lap, though. Wilson, probably the next overtake that's realistically going to be happening. The gap slowly getting whittled down here to Ricardo Sapien. Lawrence Dubé struggling to close up still, keeping that 1 second gap. Well, just that, 1 second. 1 second.
And nearly a 4-second gap between Eric and Anton Loss.
That pressure firmly off the shoulders of Eric. He even has room for a little bit of an error if he wants one. See if he maybe dips a cheeky tire onto the grass, has a cheeky little clip of the barrier. You never know.
Let's not jinx it.
Maybe a little bit too much curb here, a little bit too much curb there. You never know. The walls are very close at Bathurst, and sometimes they're magnetic. Luckily, though, I think Eric Gakassian with a fully carbon fiber Lamborghini Evo 2, not the most magnetic properties to it, so he should be fine, I hope. Right? Did I fix the thing yet? I don't know yet. Let's see if Eric fixed it. I actually don't know, because we're down one. Let's try. No is the answer. It has not been fixed. I don't even know how that one worked. I messaged Eric about it. Eric set that one up behind my back one day. So, I gotta figure out how he did that. Vadik, wrong time. Unfortunately, we didn't have time for Stream Racer tonight. I was really looking forward to it, but... Exclamation mark boost. Oh gosh. No, not on the mountain. An exclamation mark boost on the mountain would be detrimental. And speaking of detrimental, a back marker for Ollie Raza. I think that's Stefania Blaskovic in that fully repaired Ferrari 296. Getting in the way down the mountain of Ollie. That's going to allow Lawrence Dubé to capitalize here. Is he going to set up the exit down onto the Conrad Straight? That's going to be his best opportunity now. Stefania tucks to the outside. Nicely done there from Stefania as a back marker. Ollie Raza under pressure. The slipstream being had here for Lawrence. 7 minutes and 54 seconds left to go. Lawrence Dubé running out of time and running out of laps to make any sort of move here. It's been 90 minutes of action, and Lawrence has been within a second of Ollie Raza the entire race. They have not let each other go, and I don't think they plan on it. Zuka joining us as well. Welcome. Also, I mentioned Wilson Fernandez catching Ricardo Sapien. It seems that has slowed a little bit. Now 2 seconds is the gap. Ricardo Maybe found a little bit more pace behind that McLaren, I'm not sure, but it seems that whatever has happened, Wilson not closing the gap anymore. Now, Lawrence Dubé has shown a tremendous amount of patience, Dan, especially up to this point. Do you think he's going to lose it? Now, I know this is it's hard to call any predictions here for for Lawrence, as, well, he's brand new to SimGrid. We have absolutely zero information to go off of, but clearly Lawrence is not new to racing, and it seems like he has a very capable head on his shoulders.
Yeah, you can see his skill of keeping tail on someone is astonishing, say, and I will dare say there's a lot of racing to be done in just 3 laps left, or maybe 4? No, 3. And especially with back markers, it's being shown here over the last 85 minutes that back markers are playing a big part here. I would dare say Lawrence came here at the finale just to stir things up, and he will be doing that.
Lawrence Dubé in chat here. Eridus QC saying that Lawrence Dubé is a she. Are you? I want to make sure. I believe you. You're 100% confident on that one. I have no reason to not believe you. Lawrence is French. Yeah, French-Canadian. I'm pretty sure. But
I have seen MILF Lawrence's.
okay. So Lawrence on the charge. Oh, that's so confusing. Okay, interesting. So it's a English masculine name and a French feminine name. So
Oh.
You gotta love language, everybody. You gotta love language.
You push with what?
You push?
What does push mean?
Yeah, Eridus, you drive with her? I had no, I've only, that's news to me. I didn't know that Lawrence was a female French name, so my apologies. The hard part is trying to learn it? Oh my goodness, I know. I don't know. I've never tried to learn French, but I've tried to pronounce some French. French is probably one of my weakest things that I can pronounce. That and maybe... No, probably French. French and Eastern European. That's where I just am abysmal. It's tough. Fatigue. Chill. It's all good. We got a battle going on here on track. Boost spike. Thank you. Lawrence Dubé, as she is trying to make any sorts of gains here onto Ali Raza. And also, Beach, you're saying I'll find out in the podium. You're absolutely right. At least hopefully we can land an interview with Lawrence.
A little bit of bad news for Eric. He was 2 seconds slower than Anton this lap.
Still keeping a 3.5 second gap, though, so fairly comfortable. Just needs to keep an eye on the pace, really. Darren Thomas has returned to the pits here with quite a bit of damage picked up on the front end of that BMW, unfortunately. Welcome, Dark Raider. Is Lawrence Dubé has not found a window yet. If I was her, I'd be so impatient by now. It's being trapped behind Ollie Raza. It has to just be so painful. In the slipstream, that Ferrari is just too quick. Ollie Raza, fastest in a straight line. Now looking at Dubé here, currently 3 kph difference from that Ferrari 296 to the AMG. It's a tough margin to overcome. Definitely need a much better exit. As there's a DSQ for Darren Thomas. How the heck did he manage that? Uh-oh, I hear a car burning out as well. I think that's Stefano Rinaldi. Completely forgot. Oh, no! Didn't shift into first, so you overcooked it into the pits then, I'm assuming, by quite a bit. Or out of the pits. Or out of the pits, maybe. As we have it here, final lap. Lawrence Dubé takes a look to the inside of Quarry Bend. Final opportunities here on the cards for the number 70 AMG. Ollie Raza has done a stellar job of holding his ground for the entirety of this race. So far, though, that gap, which has been 1.5 seconds, literally nothing less than 1.5 seconds for the entirety of the 43 laps here that we've had at Bathurst. Lawrence seemingly slipping behind as we approach the back sector now, heading through McPhillamy. Or through Reed Park, excuse me, towards McPhillamy. Into the pits only at 147 kph. Wow, oh my goodness. Man's cooking, but in the wrong way. Lawrence Dubé. Last opportunity, a bit of a wiggle onto the Conrad straight, and I think that's going to seal her fate. Ollie Raza realizes it, takes to the racing line, doesn't even bother covering the inside, is going to park it towards the middle of the track. The slipstream still to be had here for the AMG, but running out of corners and running out of opportunities. Is going to have to make a look into the final corner. That's going to be her best opportunity as they come into the chase. Closes the gap up, but still half a second behind. Now one last corner to navigate. Ollie Raza comes around it. Just has to negotiate it perfectly, and he does exactly that. Heads to the line to finish the race and take our championship here in the final round at Bathurst. Ollie Raza wins the race, wins the championship. A stellar performance from Lawrence Dubé, keeping up the entire time. Definitely am hoping for a post-race interview from her. Eric Gakassian, I think, is going to be the talk of the town, and he might be the first one into the green room if I had to guess here. Currently, a few more corners to navigate, and he will secure P3. Dust just needs to not mess up. It's still possible. Yeah. Any corner at Bathurst is binnable. Now into the chase. Eric going to be holding clenching every bone in his body. As we come now to the final corner, Eric the Boss Gakassian is going to finish on the podium for the first time this season, takes P3.
Oh, what a drive from Eric. Jeez, that got me racing.
Anton with a valiant effort, but unfortunately comes across the line in fourth. Casey Schutte with a fifth as well for the teammate of the Eric in the Reckless Racing. Ricardo Sapien takes home sixth for the Mexican driver. Nicely done. Wilson Fernandez, the Brazilian, in P7. Christian Rousseau, the Canadian, going to come home in eighth, with the fellow Canadian in ninth there of Cronotis. Actually, I think he had an error there on this lap. Definitely less than ideal. And Provolone will round out our top 10.
And of course, worthy shout out to Wilson Fernandez for climbing 17 positions in this race.
And Chrono is going to have to limp this car home.
Yeah, is that a locked wheel?
Yeah, definitely had a messed up on the final lap. Luckily, there's nobody around him to overtake him, so he is going to be guaranteed that ninth position, just has to make it to the line. Best time to bin it, I suppose, for Chrono. But as we take a look here at the green room, there's nobody there yet. Wow, that's surprising. Still want to hear from Lawrence. If we can land her in the green room, that'd be lovely. I'm not sure if anyone has any contact. But we are going to head back to the booth. And welcome back to the booth, everybody. We can get the background, get Kurt Otis here and watch his finish to the end in the background.
Oh, we do have 2 people in the green room. Sadly, no Lawrence, but
we have our... Oh, that's right, you got it. Dan, go ahead and... you know what, here, I'll take... Let me start.
We
And
do
we do
have
have Lawrence.
Lawrence.
All right, perfect. We're going to start off with Eric, though. Eric Gagosian in P3. Eric, I know you've been putting in the work, practicing for the 12-hour coming up with the Crazy Rabbits. It's paid off. Lap after lap, consistent 201s has landed you on the podium, your first podium of this season as well. It's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, that was really fun. Good job, Wallace. He put a lot of pressure on me. I was really intense. Lots of practice, though. You know, for those out there who are trying to figure out how to go from basically P20 to podium, just practice. That's the only difference.
Yeah, I mean, you consistently lapped. I don't think you put a wheel wrong. I know we were trying to maybe jinx you into putting a wheel wrong, as we know you have you in the background, but you didn't. So, hey, credit where credit's due. You managed to place it right the whole time, and a P3 finish. I got to say, like I say, it's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's awesome. There was one spot 3/4 of the way through the race where I missed the braking point in turn 1, and Wallace actually got like side by side into turn 2. But fortunately, I had the inside line and managed to get him there. I knew I had pace on him, but his consistency was much better than mine. So I was just trying to manage the gap behind and drive under my limit, and that was the strategy. While my game was saying P1's faster in seconds, I don't care. Forget P1. We're in the P3 race. Leave me alone.
Yeah, well, you did a great. Came across the line P3, first podium of the season. Now
Ever. First podium ever.
Wow. Okay. No, that's not true. You've been on the podium
Thank
before.
you.
I've definitely taught you once.
Nope.
I don't know about that.
The highest before was like a 9 or 7 or something like that.
All right. Well,
where it didn't even like 2 years ago where it was much smaller community, a little bit slower. But yeah, no, by far. Yeah, and you know, it was a bit of fortune as well. Unfortunately, Shooty got taken out at the start, and Quinn, I don't know what happened there, but yeah, the 2 key faster players, drivers, had a little misfortune, giving me the opportunity to get that podium. So.
And now up next, of course, we have Lawrence Dubé. First off, Lawrence, welcome. Just wanted to say that.
Thanks,
welcome
guys.
to Trackalicious. As you put on a stellar drive there, put on the pressure 1.5 seconds the entire time on the back there of Ollie Raza, and you were closing in at the end. I feel like you thought you had the pace, you were managing the entire time, and then just weren't quite able to deliver the killing blow to Ollie Raza at the very end. How do you feel from your perspective?
Well, first of all, I think I gave it all. I couldn't go any faster, and Ali was really calculated and cautious, so he wasn't really playing the high pace race. He was really calculating where he was placing his cars. Most importantly, in traffic, I think he played it well. For the rest, well, I gave my 110%. I think I couldn't go any faster, especially in the last straight, the back straight. I was trying like to catch up the Ferrari, and well, each and every time I was just like a couple of meters behind from a striking distance. So well, congrats to Ali. He played it well. He did well.
Yeah, it really seemed like it came down to that just rocket ship pace that Ollie had in a straight line. That Ferrari 296, quickest in a straight line out of any car in the track. So yeah, it's just tough to match that. And I'm not sure, Ollie must have been running like zero wing because he was topping out at 290 or 289 kph, which is quite a lot for a GT3 car. But Lawrence, I gotta say, first off, I'm assuming that you're related to Christian. And,
he's my brother.
He's your
Thanks
brother.
For the invite,
okay.
brother.
Okay, awesome. So that's how you found Trackalicious. Yeah, shout out there to Christian Rousseau in the Melted Jolly Rancher AMG. Now, Lawrence, you're new to SimGrid. You're clearly not new to racing. What's your experience?
Well, I think it touched a little bit to everything. I did rally, I did prototypes, I did Formula One, and then I think I found my niche in GT3 racing. So I've been racing GT3 cars, I think, for the past 3 years. I've been mainly racing in the league up north called EGT Canada. So yeah, I'm a bit accustomed to GT3 racing, but I believe I haven't been in that kind of high pressure, high intensity race stretched by only 5/10 to, let's say, 2 seconds for the entire race. So yeah, I thought I was gonna face some kind of competition, but not that kind of competition. So again, I must say, hats off to Ali.
Yeah, no, it was incredibly entertaining. And now on to our race, not just our race winner, our championship winner, Ollie Raza, with another one under his belt. And at that, a textbook finish, fastest lap, pole position, and a first place finish. So he couldn't have asked for it really any better. Now, of course, that doesn't quite describe the entirety of the race. How did it feel from your perspective?
Oh man, this was probably the most sweatiest race I've ever done. Man, Dubé was right on me like the whole race, and it just couldn't let me breathe, man. It was like, please let me breathe.
Even out of the pit stop phase, it didn't matter. Still 1.5 seconds. Literally, I think it was all 70 whatever laps that we had there. The entire time he was 1.5 seconds behind you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even though Dubé said I wasn't, he thought I'm not giving my 100%, but I was. So, don't think that, but yeah, it was an amazing race. Like, to be within 2 seconds for 90 minutes straight, that's something else. So,
yeah,
a good race, man.
No, you really put on the show for us. And once again, congratulations, Ollie, for your championship. Another one under the belt, number 6. How many are you going to have? We'll see Christian next season. Excuse me, not Christian. The new Dubé that we have to worry about now, Lawrence. Will we see him challenge you next season? That's the question. In fact, I'm going to ask that one to Lawrence. Lawrence, are you going to be taking it to Ollie Raza in the next one and try to take that victory?
For sure, I would love to. I mean, like, especially after one race like this one, it's hard to say no. So, well, we'll see next year how it goes. But of course, I'm gonna try Ollie again.
Definitely something to look forward to there. Big thank you to Ollie Raza taking the win here tonight, Lawrence Dubé taking P2, and Eric Gakosian in third. You guys
Mike,
are
I do want to sneak something in.
I was gonna get there, Eric. I know I'm moving.
No, it's just about, I just want to say thanks to my wife for allowing me to practice and taking care of the 3 crazy kids in the middle of the day. So big shout out to her. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to get that P3 for sure.
Awesome. Fair enough. I was going to give you some more. I figured you wanted to have a little spiel in here, but fair enough. What a season it's been, though, Eric, I got to say, and as well as Dan. Dan, thank you so much for being alongside me for all these races. I know you missed one, I think, or two, but nonetheless, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And
it's completely my pleasure, Mike.
Can't wait for more. And yeah, Eric, I don't know if you have any words that you want to close us out on here tonight, especially with your podium. We are going to be rating. We're going to be rating Scribble 42. So, Eric, why don't you close us out tonight?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, everybody on the staff side, the admin side, all of the streamers. Big shout out to Aaron Miller, who stepped up really huge this season to do a lot of work and keep this place going. Of course, you, Mike, Nause, and all of the streaming team. Huge thanks to you guys for all the effort that you guys put in. All of our patrons who support us and allow us to do what we do here and continue to grow. We have big things coming around the corner. We are on the verge of announcing them, so hold your breaths. Probably within the next couple of days, everything is going to get launched. We will be back in January with a couple of fun things around the corner with Flooded Race coming up this week, I think. So huge shout out to everybody in the community and everyone new and old. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you back here next season.
Yeah, absolutely. And the race being on the 21st, so not this week. No, it is this week. Wait. Oh, it's Sunday. Oh my goodness, I have my days mixed up. So it is this week, this Thursday. We're going to have Max Rain at Britain. Yeah, thank you, Eric, of course, for being the host of TRACKILICIOUS as well. I think credit for you as well. But yeah, thank you all, chat, especially. Just want to go over a couple more of those statistics. Eric, I don't know if you heard earlier some of the statistics. 1,000 followers here in 2023, over 1,000 followers, so big thank you for that. We also have a few other fun statistics. 45,000 chat messages sent. Just incredible. You guys are amazing. We are going to raid, though. We're going to raid Assbox, actually, as the other Twitch channel unfortunately didn't allow it. So thank you all so much. I hope you all have a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Thank you, and good night.
Good night.
I realized I ran out of... I haven't muted.